And we're just listening. We're like, hey, Tyler, how's it going? Oh, that's awesome, man.
To unlock Tyler, pay $2.99 per episode.
Yeah, it's our we'll call
it's
it
our
DLC.
microtransaction.
Yeah, it's our DLC. Yeah.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Hair of the Dogcast. My name is Brad, and I'm feeling extreme today.
My name is Dylan. I just bought a pork shoulder roast.
Dude, that's extreme.
It's pretty fucking extreme, man. I'm gonna have so much pulled pork. I'm probably gonna have to give it away.
And who do we have over here?
This is Tyler. I also have had an extreme day by these standards. I worked. It was pretty awesome.
Did you skateboard in the kitchen?
No, but I played metal music really loudly while I fried chicken.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, metal is kind of extreme.
Yeah, I got real extreme with it.
Yeah.
I love putting on like a Mastodon album and then just like cutting vegetables.
Oh yeah, no, I had some.
It's kind of dope.
I had some Chelsea grin going while I was cooking like a pound of bacon and frying chicken.
Yeah,
that's pretty extreme.
Oh yeah, and you're playing with your tech deck on the grill.
Yeah, both hands.
Yeah.
Oh, it melted. Oh,
these wheels are bullshit, dude.
Went through 25 tech decks today.
That gets expensive. Do they still make tech decks?
And for the first time today, joining us on the Dogcast, we have.
Hi, I'm Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Justin, how you doing, man?
I'm Tyler's little brother, basically the same person, just with a higher pitched voice.
And yeah, much calmer demeanor.
You guys do sound very similar, at least in
red
my
hair.
headphones
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
I'm going to need you to bump it up a couple octaves. So that
guys, I'm Justin.
Yeah, that's good.
Hi.
And I'm Bam Margera.
And I'm the tough one of the podcast.
I'm a little hungover today.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah, we went and
Not
saw Joe Pera last night, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
I had a real blast.
But there's a bar in on the east side called Von Trier, and
Love on true.
the first thing you'll notice is they have a big dumb-looking billboard for South Dakota above it.
Yeah.
With a brontosaurus, that perspective is very bad. The head goes above the billboard, but it's only like a foot above the billboard, and it's
because
you
it's
have
kind
to
of
see
a
the perspective.
It's kind
It's
of
so bad.
It's a worm's eye view, and it's at an angle of like this mother and her child, and then they're standing next to this fake brontosaurus, and it just extends off into the sky. But the problem is that as it extends further, the head of the dinosaur becomes much smaller, and then it's just literally kind of like creeping over the edge of the billboard almost, like, and it's just like, well, that doesn't even look good. That doesn't like achieve anything.
it makes you not want to go to South Dakota, which I think isn't really an achievement, but
The only reason I would ever go there is to visit your ancestral home and go like, wow.
go to
this
the,
is where it all
the
started.
catacombs of Milbank.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a Southern boy, yeah.
Oh yes,
Not North Dakota.
the Southern Dakota with fanged pimps everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yes, we are a podcast about video games and beer, and we are part of the HyperX Podcast Network. For more information, check out podcast.hyperx.com. And so the last Dogcast, we discussed the history of PBR.
Yeah, that was
Which is
fun.
kind of a special episode, but we didn't get to talk about the news there. So we're going to talk about some news today, and then our topic will be extreme sports video games, which we're going to do a new thing where I'm actually just going to include in the description. If you just want to jump to the topic, if the news this is a year down the line and you don't want to hear about Kingdom Hearts 4, you can check the description.
Listen to the whole thing.
Listen to the
right?
whole thing, but I'm just letting people know that I'm going to start doing that, is leaving that in the descriptions, because I want people to be happy, and not everyone wants to hear me talk about Kingdom Hearts 4 sometimes.
Well,
Especially Dylan.
no, I actually love our Kingdom Hearts episode. It gave me a migraine, but it's fine.
Oh, man. That was a rough one.
At any point today, are we going to talk about Raid Shadow Legend?
No, we're not that big yet.
No, okay.
I am not
someday.
going to pretend to like something that looks like utter dog shit.
Unless they pay us a lot of money, we will pretend we like Raid Shadow Legends.
Yes, maybe I will give it a shot. It's like, join our clan and blah, blah, blah. And no.
I did join JonTron's clan.
Did you really?
I did. I used his little code and stuff and got a really strong fighter right away. And it was fun for like 12 seconds. And then I was like, oh, it's just this all the time.
Real JonTron guy, huh?
I like JonTron.
I do too.
Yeah. He doesn't
Yeah.
put out enough videos.
No, but the stuff he makes, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's top shelf YouTube.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of top shelf YouTube. And we'll be seeing a lot of them at Midwest Gaming Classic. And if you're listening to this the day it comes out, that is in 2 days. So if you're in Milwaukee, come say hi to us at MGC.
Please do.
We'll be rolling around with, I'm sure, quite a lot of big, beautiful people from Mortal Kombat and Metal Jesus Rocks. And
Let's be clear. Like, if you show up and you say, I'm a huge fan, we'll probably just invite you to hang out with us.
yes, but we can't sneak you into the VIP party unless Johnny Cage says it's okay, which he did sneak us into the VIP party one year. He said, Kung Lao is not doing karaoke if you don't let my friends in.
I mean, hey,
And they let us in.
Power move.
but now we're like we're top shelf.
He dropped down and punched some dude in the nuts, and then they just let us in. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we talk about some video game news?
Yeah, you want to do the news? I guess.
Boom. News.
All right. Well, we can start with Lego Star Wars. Do you play any of the Lego Star Wars games? Because I used to play when I was a wee little kid.
I've heard fantastic things about the Lego Star Wars games.
They're supposed to be great. I know I own like 10 of them because they were just giving them away for free like crazy.
Gold and plus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, man.
the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga just dropped. It had a massive launch and has sold 3 million copies worldwide, which makes it the largest Lego game ever made or launch ever. And it just came out like earlier this month, right?
Yeah, I know it was outselling Elden Ring in some
2 weeks ago.
territories.
But that makes sense. Elden Ring came out freaking like 2 or 3 months ago.
How long ago did Elden Ring come out? It's
Came
been
out
a
in
beautiful blur.
It came out in February.
That's
so
crazy. Man, it's just been a joyous couple of months.
So outselling Elden Ring at this point literally means nothing.
No, but it's exciting.
I mean,
I don't know.
I like these Lego games, and apparently this one might actually turn me around because I don't like the shifts in perspective, and I don't like how the split screen works in those games, especially when you do like co-op and stuff like that. And I don't like the beat 'em up aspect of it. I hear this one has got like third person segments, and like I don't know, that could pull me back in.
I do like the humor of the Lego games. From what I've played, they're very like winky at the camera and self-aware, and I do love Legos, and I can't afford real Legos, so I guess just looking at Lego Iron Man's better than nothing.
Well,
I just found it incredible that 3 million people bought it just this month. I felt like that was just a huge number for a Lego game, especially since I didn't even know it was coming out. It flew way under my radar.
it was delayed. It's several times.
Star Wars, though.
Yeah, people like Star Wars. People like Legos.
I'm not sure if it's the first time that the new trilogy has been covered.
The Force Awakens had its own game.
But did Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker? I'd love to see how they make fun of Rise of Skywalker in that game, because I'm sure that they make jokes about how dumb it is.
Yeah, Palpatine's returned. I don't know. It happened in Fortnite. Yeah.
In other news,
Okay.
Sony is looking to acquire another studio, as we all know, and we kind of mentioned briefly last time that it's not Kojima, like it's not going to be From Software, or
That
so
would
they
be
think.
absolutely buck wild if they did.
From Software, someone at Sony did like post a picture with Millennia, and she said, "Look at my new favorite coworker, someone that works for Sony," and it caused a lot of speculation. And then she had to make a statement. She's like, this isn't any confirmation. I just saw the statue and I'm excited."
I want to take a picture next to that statue.
I'd want
that in my fucking
I'd want
house.
the dung eater, dude.
Dude, yeah.
I want to get a picture of the dung eater and put it in the bathroom and like frame it.
You know,
It says, "Please don't do shit in the bathroom." Or
you
something.
know what? I'll actually make that for you.
That'd be great.
I want to draw the tongue eater.
Yeah, so that being said, we all know that Sony's looking to pick up another acquisition. They said like they got room for like 5 more or something was a little number one of the execs threw out last year.
They have to be
After they bought
competitive
Bungie?
now.
Yeah, well, it's a nuclear arms race between the studios
Yeah.
to buy shit up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, Microsoft will.
Microsoft's got the heavy hitters, though.
Sega buys what Nintendo don't, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft might be buying Sega. I did hear a weird rumor.
Microsoft's going to buy Sony.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
That they could afford it.
Sony did, however, this isn't an acquisition.
Okay.
That was tough to say. But Sony invested a crisp $1 billion into Epic Games.
Yeah.
$1 billion with a B.
Sure.
That's like some Dr. Evil money.
Yeah.
And I know they got it, but $1 billion.
$1 billion.
If they got Fortnite, Jesus Christ. That's Fortnite, right?
Yeah, but I think a lot of those
Yeah.
games, they doesn't financially make sense to not release them on other platforms as well.
Well, I think Sony would get cuts the same way that Microsoft puts out games on other things and gets a cut. It's kind of like mutually beneficial. Like they'll always have like their exclusives,
Yeah.
but then like it's just pumping it out for everyone else, and it's just kind of like, it's like a port city. Everyone kind of trades everything into each other, and it just sustains itself. That's kind of how I see how this is all going.
Yeah.
Eventually, these things are literally going to be like, what controller do you like better? What processor do you like? What features do you like? And it's basically like shopping for a laptop. I don't know anyone aside from like Apple users who go to the store and are like, but this Toshiba is way better than this, I don't know, HP.
Yeah, I'm happy that I don't really have a dog in the fight of the consoles. I'm happy I just got I can play all of them.
I'm still jealous I don't have a PS5, but
Same.
I love my Xbox Series X.
Well, you Mellies are in a good position where one of you can have a Switch and one of you can have a PS5.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that is the reality that we live in currently.
But do you keep your PS5 in your bedroom with a padlock on the door when you're not there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And my Switch is in my bedroom.
Because Devin's got Cheeto fingers, and you don't want him getting those Cheeto dusts on your controllers.
Yeah. It'll like gunk up the Joy-Cons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't trust that snake.
Yeah.
How many Joy-Cons have you had to replace, Dylan?
I've actually gone through 4 pairs of Joy-Cons.
Do you even have a Pro controller?
No, I don't. I like the Joy-Cons.
I know you do.
I like playing it the way that God intended.
And God is Shigeru Miyamoto. All praise.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, Reggie
Fils-aimé.
Iwata.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
No, yeah, I went through a few of them, if only because of Joy-Con drift, and it was before they just had the policy of like, we'll just fix it no matter what. So I would buy like replacement analogs off of Amazon and fix them myself.
You'd fix them yourself. That's pretty cool.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's literally like they make it so easy. It's literally like disconnecting 3 wires on each one,
Yeah.
and then plugging them back into the new analog. They make it so easy, and then they charge you so much. It's proprietary. What are you going to do?
I was reading that those Xbox Series X like Elite controllers are actually kind of garbage.
I heard this too.
A lot of them have buttons break pretty quick and need to be replaced,
Yeah,
which is
Tom-
really
Tom-
alarming for like a $150 controller.
Tom said like it's all right, but apparently like the newer Xbox controllers, the one I got with the one that you have too, if you've got like the new Xbox Series X,
Yeah.
that's maybe aside from the fact that it lacks rumble,
Yeah.
it's probably my favorite controller.
Yeah.
Just for use.
Yeah.
It just feels right.
Yeah. PlayStation 5 is good in different ways, but yeah. What else we got?
Xbox and Sony are apparent. Well, it was Xbox first. I heard like a week ago that they were thinking about putting ads in games, and they are very hesitant because they don't want to piss off the player base. And
Yeah, that's a mass boycott waiting to happen.
me being a Sony fangirl, I was like, yeah, see, that's Microsoft just being Microsoft, man, putting ads in games. It is now announced that Sony is also considering
Oh
doing the
my
same.
God. But how could Sony do this? This is Papa Sony. This is your favorite.
I'm going to have some words with
Mr. Sony.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Sony.
So wait a minute. They're going to put ads in like what, like free games?
Free to play games.
Oh,
and the
whatever. I don't
idea
give
is
a
to
shit.
like
It's your
help
fault.
monetize and get money back for those
That's
developers
fine.
so they can keep doing it. But
Halo Infinite. That's a big one that would be getting ads then.
Fortnite.
No, because if it's on Game Pass, it's not free to play.
Fortnite
I
sells
could-
so many skins and stuff. I
They
don't
wouldn't.
know.
They wouldn't.
I could see it getting in there
I don't think so.
because it's already losing its player base. They need something to get money.
They need to fix their shit and get co-op. And
Did they tell their player base that you can see Master Chief's butt in the new episode? Because I feel like that should get people back.
You can see his face in that show, right?
I don't know. I just saw the article that you can see his butt, and people are like, "He's supposed to be
you
wearing
do see
armor."
his face. I saw
I've
photos.
dreamed about what his butt looks like since Halo 1.
You just want to like lick it or something?
Well, I just imagine he had a nice big juicy muscular butt because he's a Spartan, you know?
Yeah, he does a lot of squats while he's teabagging his opponents.
Yeah, man.
If they put his butt in the game, they can put a whey protein ad just tattooed on it. If they're
Yeah.
gonna start throwing ads.
Yeah,
into it.
dude. Perfect.
yeah, well, that sounds horrifying.
It sounds like a slippery slope. Like, I'm cool with the free-to-play games and tossing them in there. But I remember, I think it wasn't Grand Theft Auto, it was Saints Row that did the, like, active billboards back in the day.
Weird.
Where they had, like, there was, like, Netflix ads and stuff on the billboards.
Which Saints Row was that?
It might have been 2.
I didn't know about that. They
3.
had live billboards, huh?
They had actual ads.
Max
and
Payne had
don't
it.
remember
Max
that.
Payne 3 had them too, I think.
Really?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. I remember a lot of like ads for things in Max Payne 3.
Well, you must be a mind reader because Remedy, the next thing I was going to say is Remedy is remaking Max Payne 1 and 2.
Call that a segue.
With help from Rockstar.
They do need updates because Max Payne 3 is its own like masterpiece of
That's such a
just
good
a
game.
solid video game.
Never played
And
them.
those first
So
two games are absolute dog shit looking, not good. Like,
Well, they're going to put it in their Northlight game engine, which is what they made Control with. And Rockstar is reportedly footing the bill to do that. So they're going to pump it up. And Control was great. I loved that game. And it looked
Control
pretty.
it looked pretty, but it's
so
also
pretty.
like that game. I went into that game expecting like a big fat nothing. And I'm like, oh, it's about this chick and she does like Mulder and Scully bullshit in this place. And then I was immediately just like sucked into that world.
is that
I
vending
read
machine
every
attacking
single
me?
I read every single document. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it. That's good news. That's good news.
I think Max Payne 3 is probably one of the most fun games online.
I forget that had an online component.
What was the multiplayer like?
I mean, it was
never
just
did.
like it was just like team deathmatch and free for all, kind of like Call of Duty, but just the gameplay and unless I'm thinking of a different Max Payne, but
No, you wouldn't.
it was just so fun. The
Was that-
control, like the mechanics were just
It was PS3, 360 era.
Is that the
Yeah.
last Max Payne game, Max Payne 3?
yeah.
Where he's fat and he's in like Brazil.
I just remember those ads with that stupid scrunched up face that he makes, that constipated like
He's like an alcoholic. He's living in Brazil. He's like doped up on pills
Yeah.
all the time. And this was at a time where I was having like a really bad time of life. And I'm just like, man, I'm a lot like Max here.
yeah. Max depression.
Max Payne. Do you get it? Pain and pain.
Whoa, that's why because they spelled his name differently, so I didn't know that it was supposed to sound
Yeah,
like Payne.
Well, I mean, it's a little subtle.
You think so?
It kind of went right over your head.
It did.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fine. Hey, we all have our own pain, huh?
Yeah.
I had a beautiful segue into the Max Payne thing, and I don't have one into this next one.
Go
so I'm
for
just
it,
gonna
man. I'm excited to hear it.
segue. The Last of Us Part 2 is apparently almost got a battle royale style, the multiplayer. So
No.
they haven't released multiplayer yet, but
Sure. Why though?
I really liked The
They
Last
haven't
of Us.
released multiplayer yet?
No. It is developed into its own standalone multiplayer game described as Escape from Tarkov meets The Division with elements from The Last of Us Fractions, which I love Fractions.
Factions is good, yeah.
Yeah.
I
it's
played
coming
that first one, yeah.
They're going to drop this as a standalone multiplayer game, like it's its own thing. But it's going to.
It's a weird model. It can work. I don't know. It's just kind of like
Sounds
how,
like Metal Gear Survive,
which was not good.
Yeah.
famously.
But this is supposed to be one of the first of 10 live service games that are coming to Sony and the PlayStation 5 that they have planned. So that also kind of scares me because I don't feel like live service games really hold up all that well after the shine wears off. They just get kind
I
of
think that's
monotonous.
kind of the point.
They can hold on well if like new seasons introduce new fun things. I mean, Fortnite stays relevant by we got Doctor Strange this season, and that's fun for the people that play those. But I think the biggest problem for me with that is a game that is so strikingly beautiful single player. Like that's what the game is. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And to try and implement multiplayer into a game that's never been about multiplayer is worrisome to me.
Now hold on. The first Last of Us had what we were talking about, factions,
And it was very fun.
it was really dope. I played it for probably like 2 months straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
good.
A very grounded death match where like bullets actually feel like they hurt and like you're not just
You
spongy.
can get like two bullets and you're
yeah,
gone.
an arrow placed well, you're down,
Yeah.
and then you're dead. And they also pulled from your Facebook group So like you would be the Fireflies, or you'd be the other side. I forget what the name
Whatever
is.
the fuck they
But
are.
as you won games and got meds, your group would get bigger.
Your
and
Facebook group. What do you mean your Facebook
They
group?
pulled from you connect it to your Facebook, and it would pull your friends. So like
Of course, Mark Zuckerberg has to be a part of it.
Give us your information for this game.
So, like, if I was playing, it would be like, and I did bad, somebody in my group might die, because it was all about.
It's
trying
like a
to
horror
grow.
film where someone in your Facebook group dies.
Justin
if you
died
die.
like 6 times.
It wasn't me. I've never played.
No,
Last of
but
Us
you
One.
were friends with me on Facebook, so I dragged you into this mess.
Oh,
Because
that's
it
weird.
populates your group.
This
from
is some
people you
this is
actually
some
know.
Black Mirror shit, man.
was
I don't know if
weird.
I like this.
Back in the day, it was super weird. But
Did you kill me? We weren't friends.
we
back
weren't friends
then.
at. This is college.
I don't want to be friends with you on Facebook anymore. If you're killing me in video games,
Brad, I would have taken care of you. Don't
But you
worry.
let your brother die?
I didn't get to pick who died. It was like random. My mom died in it. Like
Mark Zuckerberg, we're gonna go ahead and you're gonna need to have you put your Facebook information into this game for me.
Social security number, please.
was I not supposed to give them that?
I do with at least the Switch Online. I'm very comfortable. I'm like, yes, you have access to my Facebook. You have my Twitter. I just need to know what my friends are because they make it a little obtuse finding your friends on that. And I don't ever use my online stuff that often. I do just check in sometimes to see what trophies people have
For Switch?
for all my online profiles.
I famously, for a long time, did not have any social media whatsoever. And now I have an Instagram just built for my art. And it's just like, I can't imagine hooking up all this shit and trying to keep track of all of it. That's got to be stressful.
Yeah.
I have a Instagram for my photography, and then I have a made up Facebook account for my Oculus.
You have because they forced you to?
Yeah, you have to have a
That
Facebook
is
account.
sinister.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
And I still feel like they have all my information from that.
They do.
They do.
They do.
More Naughty Dog news real quick before we move on. Oops Leaks, which I don't know how credible you can call it, but they're coming out with news that they found through data mining an outline to The Last of Us Part 3, but Naughty Dog is not going to move on it because they were working on a new fantasy single-player IP.
This sounds like a very clever, we're not making Last of Us Part 3 while they are making Last of Us Part 3.
Yeah, well, we know they're working on the multiplayer, but they're claiming that it's a single-player fantasy epic, and it is currently in full development, but there's no other word about it. But I thought that Naughty Dog making a fantasy game, that's kind of exciting.
It's like Empire Strikes Back was secretly called Blue Harvest because they didn't want people to know they were making Star Wars.
Yeah, and this is just going to turn into Uncharted 5, no doubt.
So no, I actually agree with this. I think this is like completely sound. The company's trying to shift the space between The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 was so big, and then you think they're just going to make Part 3? No. I think that company probably needs a bit more like new. They need to reinvigorate themselves after all the bad press they've been getting.
Yeah.
And I think that a new IP to kind of like shake things up is maybe their best option to do this.
Like a communist fantasy game to like bring it back to the common people if they got shit on.
Well, I mean, essentially, yeah.
Like Final Fantasy meets Stalin.
Sure.
You think? I don't know.
I mean, handsome young Stalin. It's called Young Stalin.
Young Stalin.
Now on CBS.
You can unlock this. Yeah. It's young Sheldon, but with Stalin.
I'd watch it.
Have you guys ever seen Young Stalin? Like the actual like pictures of him? What a fucking hunkaroony.
I haven't seen it.
I want to look
Horrible monster.
I want to look through your search history sometime, Dylan.
Man, I just look at pictures. That's who I am. Like, that's real.
Nintendo Switch user data mines and finds plans for Game Boy and GBA, Game Boy Advance emulator. Trash Bandicoot, which I've heard his name before, and I'm not even on Twitter.
I like the name.
Tweeted 4 files leaked from 4chan that show allegedly Nintendo's official Game Boy Advance emulator running on the Switch, as well as the Game Boy with dozens and dozens and dozens of titles that have been allegedly tested.
Yeah,
you know what sucks is that the starting noise for the NES is the ba-ding from Game Boy.
Yeah.
Because the NES doesn't have its own.
Yeah.
And so that when you enter in the online service, I'm just like, that's not right. These Game Boy games are so easy to emulate.
So
they are files the size of my fucking pinky nail, and it's just like, just fucking give it to us. Like, I want to play Wario Land again. Like I
imagine that'll be one of the games that gets put on there. But I also think this will be part of the Pro service. Yeah.
Which I own.
Do you have the Pro service or the regular service?
The Pro.
So you have the 64 and the Sega.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you play it often?
Yeah.
I play a lot of Super Mario World from it, and that's about it. I haven't.
So you wouldn't need the Pro one then, because that's part of the regular.
That's the SNES. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I do just have the regular then.
Do you have the Sega Genesis and the 64?
I thought so.
Yeah, you have the Pro one, but
Yeah.
it sounds like you just want to play Mario World.
I play a lot of Mario World.
Yeah.
Mario World is the best Mario.
Yeah,
as
it
we
is.
all know.
How many times have you beaten that now?
Probably maybe 10 times. It's fun to I could play through the entire game, beat it, and then just start over and play it again. It's just so
that
much
good?
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll be able to play the Game Boy Advance version possibly soon if it comes.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Why would I want to play that?
I actually have that for the Game Boy Advance.
That's not bad.
I was in Seattle and I went to Pink Gorilla Games, and I know the Game Boy Advance has no region locking, and they didn't have the regular one, but they had a Japanese one, so I have a Japanese Super Mario World for
that's
the Game
dope.
Boy Advance.
I want to play that.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is. I think Mario's into mischief again, though. I don't know.
That guy, that macaroni rascal.
I think Bowser has got a weird sex thing for Peach, but I can't read, so my mind is going wild.
He does try to forcibly marry her in Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite plot. Yeah, I know that some people online have also taken the leaks and they've tested the emulators, and that it's confirmed like that's what these things are. And I mean, it makes sense if you have your 64 on there, might as well have the Game Boy and the Advance up there as well.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of hesitation because we all know Nintendo is so strict on their anti-piracy and all that jazz.
Yeah, well, they steal emulators and ROMs online and sell them as products.
Yeah, Easy Flash was in the screenshots from the 4chan leak, and when I saw that, I was like, they're doing it the same way I did. Exactly how I played Donkey Kong Country back in the day.
I mean, maybe Nintendo just is really bad at figuring things out. They don't know how to get emulators to work on their computers, so we could help them.
I think it's just a bunch of old dudes being like, I guess we'll try this shit out. I think it's literally just like, I don't know.
Files are in the computer?
Yeah.
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 The computer.
So I'm sketching out this Mario level. You don't have to do that anymore.
I've drawn out the entire game. What?
Pixel by pixel.
Yeah.
On a sheet of graph paper.
Goes all the way around his room.
Yeah.
PlayStation Project Spartacus has some more information.
Okay.
There is...
They're just calling it Plus now, right?
Yeah, I was going to tell you it's got a pretty bad name. I liked Spartacus a whole bunch because it's just provocative and it gets the people going. But the tiers are Plus Essential, Plus Extra, and Plus Premium, which are just boring and blah.
Yeah.
Starting at $9.99 a month, going all the way up to $17.99 a month. And the target dates for rollout starting in Asia is May 23rd, Japan June 1st, America June 13th, and Europe the 22nd of June.
This sounds like an absolute logistical nightmare.
It does, and they keep saying that it's going to be one. I think the extra tier gets you backwards compatibility to at least the PlayStation 3, but it's streaming titles. And PlayStation Now, I could stream in my old apartment.
I own so many PlayStation 3 discs.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
let me pop it in.
Well, the hardware doesn't work well.
I know, but they can make it work. I promise you they can.
It's supposed to be much more difficult than people think to get that to emulate.
But if I
the
put in
PS3 is a wonky ass system.
But if I put in the disc, you gotta it can still read the disc. It doesn't. But the hardware, fine.
But
I get that.
Do you want it to work only if you have your PS Essential Extra Plus?
Sure, that's fine.
Because I know, at least with Xbox, which is great, I can put in a certain number of original Xbox games and 360 games.
Yep.
And they're just emulating them because it just reads you have the disc and they don't play off the disc. You have to download the game, but you need them to start it. But with that, here you go. We're Xbox. You have fun.
That's what they should do.
And that's what PlayStation should do.
So if they're streaming it, it means they have it digitally. Just give it to you.
Just let me download it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like you proved, like if I insert like let's say like Demon Souls, and I insert the disc, and well, I mean Xbox, no, obviously, but if I insert the disc, and it doesn't like immediately go like, hey, you actually own this game, you want to like have it,
Dude,
because you already have it.
Xbox is so baller too. They're like, we just upped the frame rate for the original Xbox games. Fuck yeah. For no reason, they're going out there and like, we're going to give you more than your original game.
I was such a PlayStation boy for so long, and they are just completely dropping the ball.
I want everyone to know, as he said that, he's drinking a Rockstar with Master Chief on it. He is an Xbox shill, ladies and gents.
Let's get a photo of this.
Okay. Okay. That's terrifying.
Send it to me.
Joe Perry's in the picture too, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
But yes, PlayStation.
They're kind of, and I feel like they're kind of fumbling this whole thing. They're making it overly complicated, and they're just, for something as big as the rival to Game Pass.
Yeah.
You know, Sony's big. Like,
It's not even getting close to it though.
yeah, their counterpunch. It's already in my mind not even remotely close, because Game Pass is awesome, and they're giving out an oddly good amount of information about it, which, from like my point of view, marketing wants to get ahead of something.
You think it's going to be a bad rollout?
I don't know, because I mean, what I read, they're tentatively hoping Asia in May, but if we're still having to stream these games and we don't have the ability to download, and you're still asking people to pay $17.99 a month and then rely on their shitty $65 a month Spectrum internet to stream these games, they're gonna get dunked on Twitter.
So I think one of the bigger problems I have with this in general is that a lot of this is only going to function, even hypothetically, within like cities where the internet is actually strong. You go out further into like the
like my
wilds
dad's
of
house?
America. No,
Never.
No, you wouldn't be able to stream anything. You wouldn't be able to do anything, even in places in like Florida. Even like,
Yeah.
you couldn't.
In South Dakota, you can't even stream a Game Boy game.
My dad's lucky to get YouTube ads.
Ooh, we got one. It's for a shave club.
I think I'll get it.
What video were we going to watch? It's been a week.
We're still waiting for it to buffer.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to hear this Clearwater song.
Honey, it's almost done. Get the pizza.
No, but like, I just don't see how this is like viable at all. Like, I don't see how this is going to be successful. Sony fanboys are going to buy it. You are probably going to buy it.
I mean, you're right.
You're going to buy it, right, Brad?
Well, to me, no.
You don't. You actually think you're going to avoid it?
I think re-releasing old games, i.e. Xbox 360, PS1, PS2, those shouldn't be something you really have to pay extra for. But that should be like, I have the disc, just let me play it. Add this functionality to people, and that is just another reason to get a PlayStation. But to have that be something you pay for, to have access to play Crash Bandicoot or Siphon Filter or Parasite Eve,
Or Jet Moto.
that's not going to get me to spend money, because I've heard of things called emulators. You can use them on your computer and play all these fucking games anyways.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This isn't a selling point to me. And what is the selling point is having major releases. I would never go out of my way to buy Cricket 2022, but Xbox Game Pass will let me play that. And that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and Sony is saying no to day one exclusives. Like, they've already put their foot in the ground. They said, like, Ragnarok, nope, not going to be
They put
on
their
day
foot
one.
in their mouth. Well, I understand Ragnarok. You don't want that one day one, but games that you know aren't going to be a big release.
Yeah.
Like Babylon Falls or whatever, that Square Enix game that is tanking terribly. Just put that online for free. See if it can get any legs and get people playing it.
And truth be told, people would download it. It would get people at least like, I could at least have this for a month just to justify me playing a lot of these specific games.
Yeah.
I just think they need to put at least their older exclusives on there. You need all the Uncharteds. You need probably the Tomb Raider. Well, those aren't exclusives. Put the Tomb Raiders on there. Put probably like the first God of War.
They
How you could go out and buy that for like $10 if you wanted to.
Yeah.
They did say I read that they were going to include on launch God of War, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. So they do have like some newer games too.
Okay,
like,
well that's
they
not
do
so
got
bad.
some heavy hitters on there, but those games have also been out for a while.
And some of those have been free. Like God of War has been available to all PlayStation 5 owners for free if you have their online service. So that's not a selling point for me. But I will hold my breath and wait for Sony to fuck it up.
I wonder if Forbidden West will be on launch.
No.
I could see that. It's already been out for a while,
It has not been doing well.
and that's why it should be something on there.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
It should be, but do you really think those like penny pinchers over at Sony are going to want that?
What Sony should do is buy From Software and put all the Dark Souls games up there for free.
Man, that would be with the clout that Elden Ring has right now. I don't think they can afford From Software.
No,
they just gave $1 billion
From Software-
to Epic.
yeah.
Every
Well, they got
game
money.
that, every
They got money.
game that From Software releases just increases like their stock value by 1,000,000%. I considered investing at one point.
I'm so excited for the DLC.
I can't. We cannot talk about Elden Ring right now.
I do have one piece of Elden Ring news, but I'm saving it for last.
Okay.
E3 is canceled.
Yes,
That's next. E3 is canceled. Thanks, COVID.
it's not COVID.
It's not COVID.
Well,
but
they canceled. They said they
Yeah.
weren't going to do it in person because of
no one came to my birthday
No,
party,
yeah,
and then
it's
afterwards, I
called
was like,
excuses.
after
was-
no one shows up at my birthday party, I say, "Hey guys, COVID canceled my birthday party."
Well, now it's
it
even-
wasn't just my asshole personality.
But now it's canceled even digitally. They're not
reason
going to
I
have a
didn't show
digital
up.
conference. They sent an invitation to Sony, and Sony was like, "Nah, I got to stay to play."
They left it on red.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then after they realized Sony wasn't going to show up, they were just like, "Well, I'm busy that day anyway." So
I mean, it's been proven that you can destroy an entire console generation with a bad E3 press conference.
Yeah.
Why would you risk it? Have a pre-planned piece of YouTube content, release it as a treehouse, a showcase, or whatever you want to call it. It's safer, it's more predictable, and I think it's inevitable that this was going to happen.
It also, like, there are different ways to kind of handle this, and probably make it modernized, because expos don't fly with people anymore, especially when you realize. Have you ever seen like the numbers for how many people tune into a Nintendo Direct? It is absolutely astonishing. I can't give you actual numbers,
But even if it's not like a Zelda Direct, if it's just we're showcasing indie games, it's an indie game showcase. People go
will
there like
watch it.
crazy.
They'll actually watch it with their friends. They'll stream it. They'll do like
Live
all
reactions.
this shit, like live reactions.
They'll do like their mouth screaming in the clips, so everyone knows that
and
they're
they'll be
excited.
like, oh, whoa. And then it'll be like, what?
Guacamelee 3 confirmed.
And they just look, oh man, they just look like they're coming in their thumbnail. and it's like, I think there's a better way to go about it. And frankly, oh fuck, God, Guacamelee,
More Shovel Knight DLC.
This time you get to play as his shovel.
I do love reaction videos though, where it's just someone like, oh.
But no, this leaves room for people to actually kind of innovate what these things could possibly be and make them fun again. I mean, like what like Jeff Keighley?
Yeah.
Come on. Like he could swoop in and do something. And in fact, I think he like did like a winky face after like replying to this news.
Yep. What else we got?
Sega is doing this crazy shit where they are producing super games. Have you heard of that? The Super Game Project.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't trust Sega.
Sega is going to be releasing what
I wouldn't give
Super
Sega
games.
$5 to hold on to for a week.
Well, this is where the plot thickens because they call it Super Game, but it's actually Super Games and it's multiple games.
Okay.
Super Games will be AAA titles that cross over Sega's comprehensive range of technologies. Some of these
A lot
Super
of
games
fancy words for we're
could
making
also-
shit up.
Some of these super games could also feature NFTs as well. I saw them throw NFTs around a lot in the article, and I don't think I understand what an NFT is, and I am more confident that Sega doesn't because they did not. They had no
I spent
plan on what to do there.
5 hours once researching NFTs, and I could not tell you.
NFTs are going to be the future of gaming, whether or not people understand them yet. Non-fungible tokens are not just pictures of monkeys.
Something about a blockchain.
It is verifiable digital ownership, which is exciting, and people don't understand it.
I don't.
So let's say we'll use Pokemon as an example. I like this example. Pokemon is online. There is only 100 ultra rare legendaries released out there, and they are verifiable. If you are online playing, there's only 100, let's say Mew or whatever, Mew 3.
So it's like collecting like the trading cards, like first editions. Like,
and there will only be that many out there. So you own something, and it can't just be like replicated. You could do it offline, but if you wanted to go to like a tournament and someone busts out a rare thing, that exists. Or with World of Warcraft, you can actually have like digital ownership of skins, items like that. And I know with certain like watches and shoes that get like sold, they're very falsifiable. There's a lot of fakes out there, and you'll be able to get a certificate of authenticity that is non-reproducible. It's digital ownership, and it is completely misunderstood. And the problem is all these game companies are talking about it without explaining what the fuck is going on to people. So people think it's just them trying to cash in, when it is an exciting new way to introduce content and ownership. You could have, I buy a copy of Tony Hawk's Underground 2 for $5 online digitally. I could then take that digital game and sell it to my friend on a marketplace or somewhere for like, someone's willing to pay $6. I could sell it to you through a marketplace, and they might take a cut of it or whatever. But you would be able to sell digital items to people. It's got, potential for evil and good in many ways, but
I sense a scheme of brewing in old Dylan's head.
Well, anytime I hear about NFTs online, it's always like a famous person is scamming their fans with like some NFT project that they started, and then
Logan Paul would never scam anyone. Well, and Lindsay Lohan's getting into NFTs, or like Konami, we're releasing Castlevania NFTs. Where it's like, you're just putting a picture out there, and that's not something people really can own because that picture's already existed a million times. But that is what people tout as like what an NFT is, and it's just a misunderstood mess. Yeah. But I can guarantee within 10 years, NFTs are going to just be very normal to everybody.
Yeah. We're not going to call them NFTs, though. They'll probably like rebrand them.
But if they want to have different pairs of Sonic the Hedgehog underwear NFTs as digital items, go for it, Sega.
Didn't Kings of Leon, their latest album was released as an NFT?
Yep.
What the fuck?
That is true.
Yeah. I know Snoop Dogg's getting into them, too.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg's.
You can play as Snoop Dogg now in a video game, but I forgot which one it was. I think
Fortnite?
It's probably Fortnite.
Dude, they're so desperate. There's Dogcast coming to Fortnite soon. It's going to be great.
Oh, man. My character literally just like poops his pants and runs away.
I'd play that.
Sega announced the first two titles that are being released as super game projects are a remake of Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi.
Perfect.
Which it just butters my bread.
We needed a new Crazy Taxi.
Do some layups. Play it safe. I like that.
Yeah. Yep. Not bad. Couple more things. One, there's a stupid amount. I know we talked about Star Wars earlier, but there's a stupid amount of Star Wars games coming out or being slated to come out. And the one that got me excited was they announced that Amy Hennig, the
one that was
Uncharted,
cut. Well, she was making some badass like Bad Batch game or something.
Yeah,
I forget what it was.
It was
13
Scoundrels.
Wasn't there was one also like Star Wars like 13, 18 or something?
That's an EA.
Okay, but that got canceled too.
Yeah. And EA's monopoly on Star Wars content ran out, so now the floodgates are open. Good. But Amy's getting another crack at it.
Jesus, this poor broad.
She previously worked on the Uncharted games, so my expectations are super high. And she's doing it with Skydance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I didn't really expect. I was kind of like Naughty Dog, but no. Skydance. There's also the Jedi Fallen Order sequels coming out. EA is making another first-person shooter.
That game is really good.
Yeah.
Sony is remaking Knights of the Old Republic from the ground up.
Yeah, that's why they've shown us one image of one thing, and we're not going to see the proper game running in over a year and a half.
They need to shut up.
Yeah.
I think they should only release trailers for games 3 months before they come out.
Yeah, well, you can do it even more longer, but I don't want to hear about it until you have things to show me.
I don't even care. Like, I don't even need that. Like, just like Nintendo's got this new like thing where they're just like, oh, and it's coming out in like 2 months.
Yeah. Dude,
I love it. I don't have to like anticipate it forever. I don't want to. I'm an adult man. I got shit to do.
You know what's absolutely wild? I was listening to a podcast from like 2015 the other day at work about Super Metroid. And they were talking about, I guess they've been making this Metroid Dread game for a couple years now. And they're talking about it back in 2015. And I was like, whoa, that was a trip. That game has been in development hell for a long time until it came out. Just like Prime 4 is going to eventually stagger out.
Well, I think actually they're like full blown force into that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually going to come out for the next Switch.
I'm just excited for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, which
2026.
That's another
Elder
one.
Scrolls 6
2026.
Mountains.
Dude, they got mountains, dude.
They got mountains. And it's sunny. And there are trees.
It's confirmed there is sun,
There's
which
sun,
was exciting.
There's sun, mountains, trees. And you know what?
A logo.
Music too.
Dude,
Don't forget
I
about
wasn't
music.
sure if they were going to have music in the new Elder Scrolls.
Don't forget about the music. That's the most important part.
Can I still eat an entire cheese wheel though?
In the middle of a battle.
I imagine so.
I'm surprised they haven't announced, like, Elder Scrolls 7. Just put the logo for that out, too. It's like, we're going to have 8 eventually. Just put the logo out. It's coming.
And then we're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
But
But before we do that, I do have some Elden Ring news. They just patched it again, and a bunch of stuff got fixed and changed. Moonveil didn't get nerfed, nor did River of Blood.
Rivers of Blood?
Rivers of Blood. So I'm a happy boy.
There's one thing that they changed that is that wasn't intended.
They patched patches, and I skipped that section because I don't want spoilers.
Okay. And that's fine.
Okay.
Is that something that we
There
need to
is
talk about?
there is more of a finality to Patch's story, which is nice.
Okay, good.
That upset me. That it's abrupt. Patches' quest line is abrupt. Let's just put it that way.
It's still pretty cool, though.
Yeah, you want to talk about abrupt? Bach.
Okay, we can't talk about Bach yet. That's for
No,
Elden
but
Dogs.
it just got me all worked up now.
Millennia is more difficult now,
Yep.
and she was notoriously the most difficult boss in the game for a lot of people.
And
They buffed her.
They didn't mean to. They tried to take away one item, which was making her a little cheesable, and they inadvertently made it so she can sometimes heal herself without hitting your hitbox. So you won't get hit, but she'll get replenished as if she got hit.
And Radon got unnerfed because apparently he got accidentally nerfed.
Good.
So Radon is back to his former glory.
Our boy.
I'm about to face him again with my other playthrough.
Yeah, Justin Sapp, one of my coworkers, told me about it because he beat Radon before I did. Before the
He did
nerf.
it as a level 1 naked dude.
Yeah, he's not leveling up. He's crazy. And then the last piece of Elden Ring news that made me really happy is legendary Elden Ring hero Let Me Solo Her, who's stolen the community's heart.
Yeah, he did.
Is now in the game. Somebody has modded the Lone Wolf ashes to give you the Let Me Solo Her ashes.
Oh, that's so
and
cute.
he is now.
Is there 3 of them?
And he's
There's
now
just one.
Well, and he's now completely banned because someone modded it, and that person broke all of the rules.
Yep.
180 days, no Elden Ring for you. Sorry.
Fuck.
The modder was Garden of Eyes, PC player, and apparently the Ash is really OP because he just solos the hell out of any boss.
Yeah.
Just high
And you can
attacks,
also
right?
fight Thomas the Tank Engine with mods, though,
That's true.
for better or worse.
I mean,
Man, I need to start playing Elden Ring.
Yeah. And it ain't coming to Switch for a long time, I promise you.
Well, he has capability on the PlayStation that's in his room.
I just have to beat my current games and then I'll start it.
Yeah.
honestly, this has been a slow burn game for me too. I honestly never want to rush through this because I'm just having such a good time.
Yeah, I frequently take like a day or two away from it.
Yeah, me
play
too.
something else and just let it simmer.
Or I don't even play games at all. I'll be like, I played the video game.
And is that all for the news?
Yeah, that is it. I did have a little bit about Kingdom Hearts 4, but
We'll talk about that.
you said we'll talk about that.
We're going to do a live trailer watch, but first we're going to hear from some of the other amazing shows from the HyperX Podcast Network. So we're going to grab ourselves some more beers, and you grab whatever the heck it is you do, and we'll be right back.
Previously on Chat of the Wild.
But what we have to do is there are these seeds in these little holes that we have to put specific water on to make them grow up, and we get the Mario sound effect for the vines going up.
Yes.
Like it's what exactly is the sound effect for Mario that they use?
Can you guys just do that simultaneously again?
Chat of the Wild, breaking down Zelda and Zelda-like games, one dungeon at a time. Wednesdays on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Video Death Loop is the show where we watch a short video clip on loop until we just can't take it anymore. Along the way, we'll try our best to make each other laugh and to hold out longer than the other guy. Come in on any episode. Video Death Loop, new episodes every Friday.
New this April from HyperX, it's the HyperX Clutch Controller. Get better control of your mobile gaming with its comfortable grip, directional pad, analog sticks, and shoulder buttons. This versatile controller can fit a variety of phone widths and can also connect wirelessly for use on tablets and PCs. Learn more and pick one up online at hyperxandhp.com, Amazon, Micro Center, Target, Best Buy, and other fine retailers.
And we're back, everybody, and we've been saving this moment because, Dylan, I believe you haven't seen the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer yet.
I did watch it.
You did watch it.
I didn't.
Okay.
I have not seen it.
I didn't. I don't know how much I caught, but I did watch it on the toilet at 5 a.m.
Ooh, that's primary. Like, that's perfect Kingdom Hearts time.
Yeah.
Toilet watching at 5 a.m.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Now, before we get forward, what are the Mellies' experience with Kingdom Hearts?
Very little experience for me.
But some experience or no experience?
No experience.
Like one notch above him.
Okay.
Like,
what is your one notch? Chain of memories for the Game Boy Advance?
Like across all three games, probably about 10 hours of playtime.
Well, there's like 12 games, so
Yeah.
you clearly don't even get one notch. I'm calling you out. You're not a true fan. You don't even believe in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I could have told you that.
I'm not a true fan.
Kingdom Hearts is light, dude.
It's true.
I do want to play it.
Haley Joel Osment's going to be 70 years old voicing Sora.
Is that who voices Sora?
Goofy,
Daniel the Duck. Dan.
Is that you?
All right, we're going to watch the trailer here. It's very ballsy of Blex.
Very interesting.
Okay, it is. There we go.
Oh, I thought we had a Sopranos thing going on here.
Confirmed music already. You can
The
tell.
Lost Master arc.
I see windows.
Yep, there is glass in this world.
The heart resides within the soul, which in turn is guided by fate to its rightful place. God damn it.
I know. Pretty awesome. There was possibly an AT-AT foot there.
That is definitely Endor. New character design.
Regular feet.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I knew this about that.
This is
though.
when Quentin Tarantino places pre-order. She is, of course, one of the spirits at the very end of Kingdom Hearts 3 at UC. Very exciting.
I'm sure a bunch of dorks are creaming their jeans over this shit, but oh yeah. He really just wants to make Versus 13. He's still angry about it.
Yes, he is.
Because this looks exactly like Versus 13.
Shit. Damn.
I'm happy though that
this is not gameplay. Let's be clear. Fuck out of here.
I know, day one pre-order for sure. Oh my God, what?
Oh, there's the boys.
I do love hearing Goofy speak Japanese.
I've never heard them
Yeah.
speak Japanese. That was
That was Konnichiwa. I couldn't do it. Neither of us can do it. Magic in the making.
For 10 years. Okay. So
I anticipate this will come out faster than between the break of 2 and 3.
it will.
It's going to use that same engine, so at least they can just kind of move forward pretty quickly with that.
I think the problem that they no longer have to deal with is that they're not constantly developing like side projects anymore.
Yeah.
They kind of let it breathe, and I feel like probably a bunch of these developers from like the side projects are being shoveled right into this.
And while Square Enix has had a couple of big botch releases recently, and they have a few franchises that guarantee sales and do it. And I don't know if it was you and I talking about this, but they have a very rare opportunity to use Disney licenses, which I think if Kingdom Hearts did fade away, they would lose that, and that's like a really weird relationship that I think they don't want to let go of.
I'm still disappointed by the fact that they went so far away from this mix of Final Fantasy and Disney.
Yeah.
None of the characters, like, there's no like Leon or Yuffie or like it's like,
well, the Remind DLC did have them.
Yeah, but they leaned so far away from it. Like they
were integral to the first games.
Yes, these games are supposed to be like a celebration of this horseshit, and it's like, why not lean into it? It's bad. I mean,
endearing.
I don't like these games famously, but
I do like them.
I know. We've talked about it.
I feel like I have to admit that I have a problem with heroin when I say it. Like, guys, I do like Kingdom Hearts.
How do you
can't
feel
stand
about
them.
this reveal trailer?
I mean, it's fine. I don't play it for the lore. It is fun to me to try and suss it out, but there is the magic in those original games where it's about you're exploring these familiar worlds. It's a game built on nostalgia when that has been like the name of pop culture for the past 15 years. Cash in on easy things, make another Star Wars, make this. And Disney owns a lot more. And if Marvel and Star Wars makes it into Kingdom Hearts, that would be good for them. It'd be financially great for them.
It's going to happen.
And I will play these games, but I will wait because I have learned Kingdom Hearts 3 dropped down to about $20 within a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah. So I will not pre-order it, but no, I think it'll be... Nomura does know how to make a fun game, whether or not they're good games.
I'm very famously not the biggest fan of Remake.
Remake is so good.
It is messy, in my opinion. But
it is messy.
It's very messy. And this guy needs to be reined in. Let's be clear. What's the news on Final Fantasy 16? I saw a trailer for that 3 years ago.
He could come into work wearing crotchless lederhosen, and no one would say, like, you probably shouldn't wear that.
Listen,
everyone would be like, yes, sir.
Listen, I just need Final Fantasy 16 to see if I can just finally put the nail in this fucking coffin.
It's been
believing in Square Enix.
It's been so long since I've seen that trailer, but I feel like it had a more dark fantasy look to it, right?
It was a bit of both, and it looked like it had this really compelling story of like basically like these medieval knights, a little grounded, but also like there are these two summons that are fighting each other, like a tiger and a phoenix. And I'm just like, oh, that kind of rules.
I like that design choice for the world, getting back to like fantasy. But I don't want sports cars and camping equipment.
That was so weird.
That was a retooling of a thing that had been around for a long time. And they made it work. They made it work. I think 15 is an okay game.
Yeah.
It's just got a very weird road trip component to it that, like, once you wrap your head around it, it's not so bad.
No.
Yeah. Because I felt like the story was pretty good.
It's not going to hold up, you know, no. But it was fun when it came out in 2015.
But are those characters anywhere near as good as Vivi or Steiner or Barrett?
No.
Zeldinkt?
No.
Selfie Timmet? You're a big fan of Selfie, aren't you?
Selfie, I like Selfie.
She's got weird hair.
Yeah, I mean, like, but it was the 90s, yo.
Waka, though, that guy had cool hair.
Dude, wait, isn't Waka voiced by
John DiMaggio?
That's right.
As well as Kamari Ranso.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What can't that man not do?
No,
what can't that man not do? We're getting into a land of negatives I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. I'm good at that.
Yeah, I would argue that
I'm bleeding a lot, yes.
I would argue that Ignis.
I got bit by your cat.
Oh, that's from the cat?
Yeah.
I'll get you a Band-Aid.
I would argue that Ignis is pretty memorable in Final Fantasy 15. If there were a character I would put on like a you know, like in like a fighting game. Let's say if there's like a Final Fantasy fighting game, it would maybe be Ignis. His DLC was really good.
It was my first Final Fantasy, so I'm just always
Which
partial.
one was?
10. Oh. So I'm always partial to Titus.
Yeah,
And I can't remember his fucking name, but Mr. I'm going to put my hand in my coat and be all badass with my big sword. Orin. There you go.
He's got
no
a good
problem.
design. Good design. But
I wish I liked 10 more.
Well, it also had turn-based fighting, which I really wish they would bring back.
Instead of active time?
it's been proven that turn-based style of combat still is relevant in RPGs and people still want it.
You know what's crazy, Brad? You and I are both huge tactics fan.
Yeah.
And we didn't play triangle strategy yet.
I've heard mixed things.
Really?
I've heard some people love it and some people hate it, which makes me more want to play it because polarizing things can be good.
You want to go halvesies and like split it between us? You can keep it after. I don't give a shit. But
I'll just buy it.
oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's fine
I don't
too.
want you to have to pay half for it.
I mean, if
Kingdom
I
Hearts
play
3
it.
though, or 4, it'll be fine. And when it comes out, it'll be fine. It'll sell a lot. And
I'm intrigued that they're going in a different direction.
well, they don't know. They got too far out. They don't know what to do anymore. They're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is pretty much confirmed. Donald and Goofy were talking to Hades, so they're trying to figure out. And Sora is in a land that thinks Kingdom Hearts is fake, and
In Kingdom Hearts.
in the Kingdom Hearts
Rex
world,
video game. Man.
they think it's fake. So it's like him in reality, and that's why he's got a real look. His feet, when he goes back to the regular world, will be big. People were very concerned about the size of his feet, but yeah, so people think Star Wars is in there. But that's, I think, I was surprised, but also not. I mean, it's not unexpected.
It's neither here nor there. You know, it's whatever. This is my problem too. Like when they do these trailers, do you remember the first trailer they had for Kingdom Hearts 3? And then they did like the thing. And Tyler, you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
I don't.
Where they show the HUD and then they show the little screen, and you're just like, wow, you're like, whoa, that's intense. I'm like, that's not how the game turned out either.
Yeah,
it's all cinematic,
But it was impressive.
yeah. I mean,
it looks great.
Well,
If
and
that's
it's
how that game actually looked, I'd be pretty psyched.
remember
I would be into
Final Fantasy 13's trailer. Remember that one where she was on a train doing all this crazy combat, and none of that wound up looking at all what happened in the game. But anyone else have any other news they want to talk about before we move forward?
I don't think so.
Let's talk about what we've been playing.
I'll go first.
Yeah, why don't you go first?
I haven't been playing a lot of video games lately, but I'm finally almost done with Red Dead Redemption 2.
I just started replaying it.
Really?
Yep. Okay, let's talk.
I'm on the epilogue right now, so
Okay,
very close.
with John.
Yep.
Okay, not to spoil it too much.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I read before I started playing it. I read about the ending, like the ending was spoiled for me, but then I forgot what it was. So I was like, perfect. I need to play this before I find another spoiler.
Yeah.
And I was all the way in like past Guarma, and
yeah.
I read the same spoiler on accident. So I kind of knew
It's okay, buddy.
right
I
before I got there.
I got
Yeah.
spoiled too. Pretty much the year it came out.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very close to that, to being done with that. And then I'm going to play Ghost of Tsushima. Because I've had an Xbox for the last like 2 years. So I just got a PS4 and I'm going to play some of those games that I wasn't able to play on Xbox. God of War 5 is at the top of my list too.
Yeah, you have a whole lineup going all the way up to Hogwarts Legacy, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I will throw Elden Ring in there because I am intrigued.
Dude. That's going to eat you up.
Oh, Devin and I will be playing, and Justin will come in, and we'll be in the middle of a boss fight, and inevitably we're going to die a couple times. He'll be like, you want me to just take her out real quick? We'll give Devin will give the controller to Justin, who has never played a Souls game in his life.
I've
also
beaten
does
every
not
boss
know
that I've
no,
ever
you've
fought
died every
against.
time. He doesn't even know. He's like running around accidentally drinking flasks and hitting at the air trying to figure out the controls mid-boss fight. And he actually does pretty good. Like he'll get the health bar like halfway down, then he's like, oh shit, now there's something in my eye, and then just hand the controller and walk out.
So yeah, no, I am intrigued. I'm ready to play it. I think I'm very like, when it comes to playing games, I'm very story driven. I love a good story.
Sure.
And from what it sounds like, Elden Ring, you're kind of just off on your own, like figure it out.
There is a lot of story. However, it's kind of implied through environment and item description, and it's hidden away, but it's all there. It's just you have to be like inquisitive on your own in order to get at it. And there's a lot of G, R's, and M's name wise.
Yeah.
So take it as you will. It's kind of like reading the Silmarillion. I would probably Elden Ring is the closest thing to the Silmarillion in a video game I think I've ever had.
I do have an understanding now of
So do I.
most of the plot. And to me, if you look at it through the frame of a Song of Ice and Fire book, it starts to be a little more relatable.
Sure.
You'll see certain tropes like America being kind of Cersei-ish or Daenerys-y. But I don't know. Once you start looking at it as like grand plots and family squabbles, it's a little more understandable. And there's like a big war story that's hidden there. But yeah, you have to get through the Silmarillion to start enjoying the Lord of the Rings, essentially is how that game works. You have to understand the hard stuff, but then it's pretty simple once you get there.
Or you could just play it like, I went to this mansion and it was full of hands, like hand monsters. You'll enjoy it based on...
you won't enjoy the hand monsters, but you'll enjoy the game.
Those hand monsters fucked me up.
Ooh, look, it's an item in an open field. I'll be fine grabbing that.
Between that and the rotten dogs, those fucking dogs who can dodge everything.
The hand freak. That's the biggest jump scare I think I've had in Elden Ring so
It's
far.
got too many fingers. I don't like it.
Don't seem right.
Don't like it. Don't seem right.
Nah, I wouldn't high-five that. I wouldn't high-five that at all.
I'm going to take my time with Red Dead again because playing it on this Xbox Series X, it's just running so quick. And I'm like, I wanted a little bit of a powerhouse to kind of, because Elden Ring is literally the only other like physical disc game I have besides Rare Replay for my Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
So I got
Game Pass, so you got 1 million games.
Yes. And I've played quite a few of them, but a lot of them aren't like, they're not satisfying a certain itch that I've been looking for. Like I want to role play as Arthur Morgan. In fact, I was playing it so much this weekend and I was like, oh, I'm going to be Arthur Morgan for Halloween.
Yeah.
Which literally just means I get to be a cowboy and have a beard. Like that's it.
Well, when I play Red Dead, I get in the mindset of Arthur Morgan, and there was one time,
Micah.
Yeah, I got black lung. I got jumped by some O'Driscolls, and they just like one shot at my horse. Like my horse died in like the middle of nowhere, and instead of like I put it out of its misery, I shed a few tears, and then I walked back to camp. I didn't like steal someone else's horse. I just like, it took me like 30 minutes, but I just walked because like it's such a real game, and I love to just feel like I'm actually in it.
That is the greatest strength of that game too. I think it's a masterpiece, but I'm of two minds. One is that I am all about gameplay above story or anything because it's the thing I'm literally doing within the game. So I appreciate skill and all this other stuff. But sometimes I'm playing that game and I'm just like, God, though, that scene when they're going off to when they're going on the ocean, and I'm just like, oh fuck. I'm like, and I like tear up a little. I'm just like, ooh. And then the song plays. I'm just like, I can see why people come to video games for different things. And that, I think Red Dead 2 is maybe the biggest proof of it because
and BMX XXX, a lot of people go to that game for different reasons.
Big old titties just bouncing around. Yeah, I love it.
They look great.
Speaking of, has anyone else played anything else? I could talk about some Game Pass games, but I'm not going to do that here.
You can if you want. That's what we're doing. Talk about one of them.
Jamie recommended Far, Changing Tides.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I trust Jamie's opinion. I shouldn't say I don't, but that game, it's okay, and he really like loves it, and I'm just like, you must have been caught at the right moment because this game is just super fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right. I don't like how the camera works. I don't like how a lot of it works. I think the first one is really good, Lone Sails. So, I don't know. I mean, give it a shot. Someone prove me wrong. And honestly, maybe I'm not far enough in it. I'm maybe 2 hours in, so.
I guess another thing, for shits and gigs, I'm just going to re-download Detroit Become Human. Just play that again. David
Gage games?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like his games?
I've only played Heavy Rain.
Okay.
But I don't know if I ever beat Heavy Rain. It was so long ago.
You watched me beat it.
Yeah, I mean, I forget what those that
I did
style
like the
of
twist
game
in
is
that
called.
game.
Is it like you guys remember the movie Bowfinger?
I've never seen Bowfinger.
Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy have to make a fake action movie, and it's called Chubby Rain. It just made me think of that. Sorry.
Okay. Those are they're like interactive movies. They're like Telltale, but AAA.
I would say that that's probably my favorite type of video game.
Okay.
Just, I don't know what it is about them.
Have you played the new Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
I think that's a game for you. If I had to make a recommendation.
Also, the Supermassive games, Until Dawn, The Quarry.
Yeah, Until Dawn is a great game.
Yeah. I do want to play the other ones, but I can wait.
I see, and that's my thing. I don't like those style of games. I get bored.
They're for different reasons, and
Yeah,
they're
I
a
know.
game that I can have Carly sit on the couch and be engrossed and actively be a part of something that I'm doing rather than Elden Ring.
If you want to impress a girl who normally doesn't play video games, yeah, those games are good.
Because Elden Ring does not impress Carly.
Nope.
Those kind of games take me back to like those chapter books that you would read in like third grade.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Alternamorphs.
Yeah, skip to page 68 and, you decide from there.
Your dick got chopped off. You're like, go back. I didn't choose that one.
I
Yeah.
changed my mind.
Your spaceship went into a black hole. You were never seen again. Fuck.
Throw the book away.
Yeah.
Done.
I didn't actually choose that one. I was just looking and I went back.
I used to cheat so hard at those choose your own adventure books.
You died.
What a concept, though.
Dark Souls could be a fun choose your adventure book though, where you just die 99% of the choices you make.
all I know is that if that
Help NPC.
if that board game thing is up at MGC again and they got fucking Dark Souls on sale, I'm gonna sweep that up right away. I should not have slept on that. I should have gotten that board game.
I want to get the Bloodborne one.
Yeah. We could get both.
There we
and
go.
then we'd be like brothers.
What you been playing?
Elden Ring, more than anything. I did run through the entirety of Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode.
Nice.
You ran through it?
I ran right through it, demolished it, one would say.
It's a fun single player mode.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's been like probably 5 or 6 years since I played through the story, but since
Did you
I got
get the new port for the
for the PS5 because
Cool.
Does
it was
the
like
story hold up?
The story holds up. The one thing that kind of broke it for me was I'm a big fan of Red Dead 2 and the way that their open world feels so immersive and the random events actually feel random and there's so many of them too.
Sure.
Like you might get the same dude who got bit by the snake 2-3 times, but that story resolves itself because they planned for it. And Grand Theft Auto 5, it's like the blueprints. It's like they started to wrap their heads around that idea. So since I'm spoiled by knowing Red Dead 2, going back and seeing where it kind of started just kind of felt like it missed the mark a little bit, or it doesn't quite hold up because they knocked it out of the park with the second iteration. But the story's a lot of fun. I like doing the whole bank heist thing and being a stick-up man. But I do think it is kind of a weak story when you get to the ending. I think the ending falls flat on that game.
I don't even remember the ending.
there are several endings.
There's 3 endings, and the game comes to such a conclusion where, I mean, obviously you have Michael and Trevor who hate each other and one's got to go sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there's one option where they just kind of wrap it all up and they're like, all right, we're friends now.
That's the one I got.
Yeah. And then otherwise you kill either Trevor or Michael, and none of the endings to me really made sense. Like, why would Franklin kill Michael or Trevor?
He should
kill both of them.
That would make more sense than them all being friends, especially with what happens to Brad.
I used to play games. Like everyone needs to be friends and everyone needs to live. And lately, I'm like, no, some people should die, and some people should die bad.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto was fun though. I felt like the story was really short this time around.
Really? Well, so
If you're strictly playing the story,
Yeah, because it was like maybe like 20 hours.
it's still a decent sized game.
That's
I mean,
true.
especially for an action game,
and
even
the
being-
variety in the story too, going from this location to that location, multiple characters. Like there's a lot of fun things happening.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks gorgeous on the PlayStation 5.
That's what I was going to ask.
It looks real good. I
When
liked it a lot.
You had me drive, and just like the feel of the controller, it was so satisfying.
Yeah, because he had no idea about the haptic feedback or anything. So I was like, yo, drive over a bridge.
Yeah.
And you feel it in the gas pedal. Yeah. No, Grand Theft Auto, I still got Civ. Still play Civ.
You should get that checked out, man. Go
once
to
a
the doctor.
week.
They got antibiotics for it. Trust me.
You got the Civ?
I got the Civ.
Civ 4?
I'm sorry, man.
Civ 6.
Oh, man, that was
Yeah.
even worse.
Civ 6 is so good.
It is treatable.
It's terminal. This game's going to be with me forever.
Civ 6 is it's a problem. In fact, I avoid it because I know if I get into it again,
Yeah.
it's just going to ruin me forever.
Well, now I got real nerdy with my yields and adjacency bonuses. So I'm just like, there's turns where I'm making like 20G, like 20,000 coins, like at end game a turn. I could just like, just a warmongering, pay for my army sort of guy.
Yep.
I eventually, when I needed enough money to buy like the golf course or the tennis court or something, I know how to play the stock market, and you just essentially just let the game run through an entire week at a time, and you can just get so much money. Yeah.
Wait, well,
It's essentially a money duplication glitch if you know how the stock market works in Grand Theft Auto 5.
oh, we were talking about Civ.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was like, golf course.
Yeah, no.
that's not a.
Sorry.
You can build a golf course
Yeah.
in Civ 6. So that's where I was like, wait a minute. There you can do the stock exchange.
And then you're in
So I
your
was like-
underwear on a scooter, Civ 6.
And I was just talking about adjacency bonuses. I was like, if I put it next to the golf course, is that a free money glitch? What?
I can't get into Civ on the console. I would have to
The PC
get a
is
PC
way
to
better.
play.
Yeah, PC is where it's at. The PlayStation 5 is nice, though, because it loads really fast. And once you get into those late turns where so much shit is going on, like on the
There's so many
PlayStation
civs,
4,
yeah.
I could write a novel in between a turn because it's just so...
I had it on the Switch. Ooh.
Oh, that's...
Dolly.
Yeah, I've played it on the Switch.
That's why you always have to do small maps.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
I no longer try and play PC games on console. Like I tried The Sims and I was super excited about that, and then just wasn't anywhere close to PC.
Even Flight Simulator on the console, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's fine, but it's one of those things where you do want different.
I like it.
I would definitely prefer it though with like a nice PC gaming rig. I'm sure
I would like it with like an actual stick.
flight stick.
Yeah.
I've been playing Elden Ring, playing some multiple characters, and just really taking my time and trying to soak in the lore and the design of the game. Apart from that, yesterday and today I played through parts of Disney's skateboarding on the GameCube. I did BMX XXX, aggressive inline.
You were young Tarzan for a little while.
I did Excitebike 64. I checked out Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 and Underground. I checked out Skateboard Kids. I checked out SSX Tricky. I played a little bit of a lot of...
Snowboard Kids?
We're going to talk about that. But essentially what I'm saying is a segue. I played a whole bunch of extreme sports games because that's our topic today. Extreme sports video games, and there, it's hardcore skateboarders, snowboarders, inline skates, scooters, motorcycles, ATVs, luging. What is it when you have the flight suit? Is it just a flight suit?
Wingsuit?
Wingsuits? Yeah. Video games that feature extreme sports, which I thought would be a fun topic. Because we're all edgy boys here.
But what if we talk about an extreme version of a sport, like Blitz the League, where you can give your players steroids when they get hurt and put them back in the game?
I was thinking that would need to probably be its own episode. Extreme variations of regular sports, because that also you'd have like so many soccer games. You'd have like fighting basketball or all the Nintendo ones, because there are a lot, but I mean, I'm sure everyone's, played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater at some point.
So we're just keeping it extreme.
We're going to keep it extreme. If we want to talk about other ones later, we'll see how long we talk about this, but...
well, you have my favorite extreme game of all time sitting right in front of me right now, and that is Tony Hawk's Underground 2. We, as kids, played the shit out of that game.
And it's because you guys loved Bam Margera?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Viva La Bam and Jackass
I was so pumped to see Bam Margera in the game.
And heavily featured in the story of this game as well, where you have to do Jackass skits and push shopping carts. Yeah, for us, that was like
fun as hell.
that was the pinnacle of gaming for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's rendered actually quite well on the back of the case, and then Tony Hawk just looks like a dollar store version of himself. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Well, to say Bam is pretty well rendered, you're being pretty generous too.
He at least looks like Bam.
He looks like Bam. And Tony Hawk's got one of those faces that he never looks like himself even. No one knows what Tony Hawk looks like.
But he's like so smooth. It's just, I think that's the main problem.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's impossible to talk about extreme sports video games without talking about Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is such a big fucking deal.
It's a lot of people's favorite game of all time.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it shaped a generation. It shaped culture for so many people. The reason I got into skateboarding and punk music is strictly because of this game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. This shaped who I was in such a big way. And it's weird to say that, but it's true.
Yeah. It's unvalidated.
I remember going to Family Video back in the day and just hoping that Tony Hawk was in stock.
Yeah.
And it was always out of stock.
No. You had to get real lucky.
I think Tony Hawk Underground 2 was the only one we actually owned. Otherwise, we would always rent the other ones.
We had the first one too, where you, it's like that create your own story sort of guy, where you go to all the different cities and you gotta do the different challenges to I forget the story, but I remember us being very into it.
Yeah. They're fun. They're arcadey.
Yeah.
They're edgy, which is great. Like, tell that jump over that cop and grind on his car. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I don't even like cops. I'm 14 now.
Yeah, these pigs.
And you mentioned it earlier with the music, but I think the one thing that sticks out for me with these games now is the soundtracks, because I did get a lot of the music I still listen to today was music that I found or was led to through either one of the Pro Skaters or one of the Undergrounds.
I'm picturing you with an iPod and literally it's just like the soundtrack and it's just it.
I mean, that's the correct.
You're not far off.
Yeah, you're not far off at all.
You go to the skate park with a board that clearly has never been used, and you just sit up on the ramp and just watch people like, oh, I'm not skating today.
Oh, I could if I wanted to.
I did use my board. I did have a friend who, remember Max sandpapered the bottom of his board to make it look like he grinded.
I did the same thing to mine.
We had concrete stairs in front of our house, and he would take it and rub it on the stairs and be like, people are going to think I'm so cool. I'm like,
but you're doing it in front of us, and now we think you're
now
really lame.
I remember in
the illusion is over.
I think in 6th grade, I would walk to school with the skateboard. I would just be holding on to it. And then I would never ride it. I would just carry it with me everywhere I went.
That is the most 6th grade shit on the face of the planet. It's like, God, I wish I had an identity. Yeah. I literally just discovered I'm a human being, and now I have to pretend like I'm special.
Some girl comes up. She's like, can you kickflip? Not on school grounds.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Yeah, I got in trouble. I don't want to get expelled again.
I don't have my helmet, and my mom's kind of weird about it.
Yeah. Forgot my shoulder.
This is a new board. I haven't really calibrated the trucks yet. You get back maybe a week.
Yeah. I was a loose truck kind of guy, very loose.
I
like mine pretty loose too.
Yeah. But you also weighed 62 pounds, so you needed every pound of that to turn that bad boy.
Yeah.
You were a skater, Dylan?
I did it for a little while. I did it for maybe a year of my life during this phase when everyone wanted to do the extreme sports horse shit. So I even got pretty decent at scooter stuff.
Nice.
like razor
I
scooters
can
and shit
see
like
you
that.
doing that.
And I could actually do like spins and stuff. Yeah, I was, but then
Mostly vert, flatland.
yeah. I don't know what they were called. I just knew
All
what
of the
tricks
above.
were.
Yeah.
But like,
I could just see you just doing backflips on ramps, dude.
I was all right.
dude, I mean, like, there was a place in Green Bay that for one of my birthdays, my mom actually took a bunch of my friends and like the neighbor kids to where it was just like ramps and everything, and like we actually got kind of okay at it for like being young. I never, but that's like a fad. It's like yo-yos. You remember when yo-yos were big? It's like, I don't know, man. Eventually I just moved on to the next thing, which ended up being like probably like fucking Digimon or something.
Scooters did not have a long life in extreme sports.
They did not.
Every other extreme sport saw the scooter guy show up and looked a little sideways at him.
It was only acceptable because I was a child. Otherwise I would have been made fun of.
Yeah. If you were the 50-year-old guy who just showed up like, oh, just want to check out the park, and you just do like some little bunny hops on your scooter.
We were helping Tom move yesterday, and even like you mimicking like he had a cart, and even you mimicking like a scooter motion as an adult man with like a big beard, I was just like, man, that's the lamest shit on the face of the earth.
I got fairly good at skateboarding back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah, I was one of 3 people that, four or 5 people that used the skate park in Millbank. There wasn't a lot of us.
Sure.
And yeah, I wasn't terrible at it, and we just go skating all the time. Yeah.
The rest of your peers were farm animals, right?
There was, people were also bringing tractors to high school, so that gives you a picture of Millbank. They made us a skate park because we wouldn't stop skating at like the church and stuff. They said just give them a little pavement with 2 ramps, and we'll call it a skate park.
But I grind for Jesus, yo.
Grinding for Jesus. A pastor showed up one time that was grinding for Jesus, and he was really good.
Oh, nice.
But he was also dressed as like the cool pastor, youth pastor, but he was all right.
You know who can do a sick kickflip into your heart? Jesus.
Something I really like about the Tony Hawk's games is they bring in the actual skaters and, get them in the suits. And so like when you see, Rodney Mullen skating, it looks like him skating versus, Eric Costin or Kareem Campbell. They all look like their real life counterparts, which is great. And, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, I played it the other day and it was a little rough. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 has kind of got a little bit of the same thing, although they had Spider-Man, which was cool. I'll take that. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 was when I started, and I fucking loved that game. And you could play as Darth Maul. I think the Tony Hawk series did kind of wind up losing their way. Underground and Underground 2 were fine, but it was them going into like, we're pushing into a different territory. It's not just about skating. It's about Jackass, and it's about Viva La Bam.
Yeah.
Bam Margera is the star of Thug 2.
They had a very good solid run with the first 2. And I think they did do a third one, right?
There's 3 and then there was 4 as well. And those are all good. I don't think anyone has any problems with like up through 3. Some people don't love 4, but when they moved into Underground and then after that, American Wasteland.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then they got me back with Project 8, which they had to compete then with Skate, which had come out. And Skate was a different game for sure. All based on realism. You're not going to do 3 kickflips, 720s down 1 flight of stairs in that game because it's all about. Have you ever tried Skate, Dylan?
I've barely played any of these games you're talking about.
So Skate,
I'm just listening.
Skate.
Almost the entire game is played with just the 2 analog sticks. And
really?
It's all like you have to know how to do the ollie flick. You have to like all the flips and tricks are done using that.
And this one was popular?
Skate was incredibly popular.
Okay.
The first time
I think it kind of lost some steam by the time Skate 3 came out, but I played the hell out of Skate 1 and 2.
Were you pretty good?
I'd like to say I was.
Yeah. I couldn't ever grasp it. Also, the same reason I couldn't do flip tricks in real life. They're too tough.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, with the ollie, it's just like, on the right analog, just
flick it
down and up. But like the kickflip, you got to like slightly like go up to the right and
I feel like once you nail the pop shove it, then the game.
Pop shove it's easy. You just down and then up to the side.
It's so cool that that's how the game is played, though.
Yeah,
other than
really
hold
cool.
left and square is kickflip, right and square is heel flip. Yeah, I mean that's cool too. But
that's what this sounds like.
That's not a bad comparison because you actually have to learn fucking tricks.
Yeah.
People that are good at skate are very fun to watch.
Yeah, and Skate 4 just got leaked and then removed and then leaked again.
Really?
I would
No.
play the hell out of Skate 4.
They're probably like...
Some alpha footage got leaked days ago.
And then they removed it, and then it got leaked again. It's like, you son of a bitch.
Have you guys... there's a new... I played a little bit of Ollie Ollie. Have you guys ever played that?
I watched a video of it the other day, and it looks cool. It's a 2.5D... kind of looks a little bit like...
that's the new one.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of the new one.
The
Ollie
old
Ollie
one,
World.
the old... Yeah. That's Ollie Ollie World. There's Ollie Ollie. Then there's Ollie Ollie 2. Welcome to Hollywood. And those two are fucking fun. I remember I got it for free on PlayStation Plus way back. I'm saying like 2014.
Yeah.
I had a good time with that game, but it's like it's still kind of like difficult.
Yeah.
And it's like pixelated. I believe it's Devolver Digital. That was a good game. I don't know if you guys have ever played it before. You guys might actually really enjoy it. I bet it's probably like $5 on the store right now. You could probably just get it.
I'll have to check
I would
that out.
try it.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool design. That looks great.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything about Ollie Ollie World.
It looks kind of... It's like a side-scroller platformer, but you're always skateboarding. You have to like do puzzles and go up ramps and stuff. It looks like a beautiful world design. It looks all right. To finish up some Tony Hawk talk, there's some Tony talk. Tony Hawk's Project 8 was actually pretty cool. They introduced like ultra slow motion tricks, which were cool to actually look at. And then Tony Hawk just fucking sucked for a while. They released Downhill Jam for the Wii, which is maybe it's a PS2 as well, but it's just like all just downhill skating and it didn't play right. And then they did Tony Hawk Ride, which was the Wii balance board like game.
Oh,
they had your
damn.
own like balance deck, and you had to try and do the tricks by like leaning on it right.
Oh.
It never worked. It was fucking critically panned.
And just told you were obese the whole time.
You're obese. You're fat.
It's a Japanese person being like, you must maintain 3% body fat.
Now, kickflip.
Yeah, and then Tony Hawk released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, which was named the worst game of 2015 by Entertainment Weekly.
I was working at a restaurant, and one of the guys who I bonded with over video games, he's like, man, I bought Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. I'm like, why didn't you wait for reviews? And he's like, man, I don't know.
It's got my favorite band, No Effects, and
I had nothing. He's like, I had nothing to do. I got really high.
I just miss Bam.
And he got it, and he's just like, it is unplayable. It just looks like dog shit, plays like shit. I'm like, oh, well, that's what you get. I'll just be over here playing The Witcher 3.
Apparently 1+2 Remake is supposed to be good.
I hear it's great, actually.
And I forgot to include this on the list, but I'm glad I thought of it. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance had a skateboarding minigame.
God.
That was based on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater engine, and it was just Snake skating around Big Shell, I think.
Is this ain't Konami, is it?
They have weird collaborations sometimes, though.
Okay. Well, Neversoft did.
They also got Darth Maul and Spider-Man, so they were talking to the right people. Plus, everyone wanted in on that shit because it was what the counterculture was all about.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm going to read some of the Discord stuff as we go along about the games. Rai JK said, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was legit, being able to do some ollies as Spider-Man with Superman by Goldfinger in the background. What a time to be alive. Phil E says, I remember when my friend got the first Tony Hawk. It might have just been the demo, though. Either way, we spent hours seeing who could get the highest score in the warehouse, which means you definitely just had the demo.
Yeah. That demo was everywhere.
Dude, those fucking, all of those like PlayStation era demo discs with anything Extreme Sports, all you need for a lot of these games is 2 minutes that you can play forever.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. Like, I don't need Cool Borders 4 if I have the demo for one of the levels. Yeah, it's super sick. And Josh says Tony Hawk was the king of the genre.
Josh, he's got opinions, man. That Josh character.
Well, I like him a lot.
I do too.
Some other wonderful skateboarding games while we're on the topic of skating. There was Simpsons skateboarding for the PS2. Josh said it was awful.
Heard about this, yeah.
And then I played
heard of it.
I played for the GameCube today. Disney's Skating Superstar or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I've seen a playthrough of it.
You can play as Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Pete, Minnie, and Max. Goofy's son Max made it in there, which made me happy at least.
What about there's like little Tarzan, right?
Nope.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know, but there's a guy who announces throughout the entire game is like, nice grind. It's like, whoops, you fell. It's very much a little Disney game, but it played pretty good. I was able to do all the tricks. There's a thing that like almost everyone.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't do Extreme Skate Adventure.
I've seen a playthrough.
Is that
of
like
this.
a Kinect game?
No, this was the GameCube era. This was GameCube PS2. You can play as young Tarzan, Buzz Lightyear,
And Simba.
for some reason.
Everything the light touches is grindable.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't go to the Elephant Bone Graveyard. That's BMX territory. They will call you lame. But
Make sure you have your pegs installed.
there is this era of gaming, like the PlayStation 1 64 era. After Tony Hawk's Pro Skater got big, every other extreme sport needed to have their version. So you have, Dave Mira, I think it was Dave Mira's Pro BMX. You had Aggressive Inline, which is the inline skating one.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, man, I played it.
So attractive.
It's not bad. I mean, all these games are the fucking same as what you're doing.
I thought about getting rollerblades to really get my legs all jacked up and shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I'd be really embarrassed. Just skating along,
Dude,
Rollerblading is fun as hell.
It's fun,
but it is embarrassing,
embarrassing.
until you grind down a long rail. Everyone's like, "Oh, okay, he's cool."
That guy fucks.
But until
good.
then, you're like, "That guy never fucks."
Yeah, I go down the road and people at a brewery are probably going to be laughing at me. It's like, why don't you watch me grind then, huh?
Then you fall down 10 steps, break your neck. Someone should check in.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm wearing pads. I'm okay.
It's all right. My helmet's
Sir,
like,
I'm going to need you to leave. Your labored breathing is disrupting the guests.
Last time
I think one of my ribs punctured my lung.
There was also, I didn't get a chance to play it, but Razer has Freestyle Scooter, which would be the best of the scooter games, but there is a scooter game.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
One thing, though, when I was playing through a lot of these is how exciting the soundtracks are for all of them. Because it is as bad as you'd expect. A lot of Newfound Glory, a lot of, I don't know all the
CKY and him.
Avenged Sevenfolds, but I was playing Aggressive Inline, and I think I'm just old now. Because I heard a song and the lyrics were, "It's in our nature to kill ourselves. It's in our nature to kill each other. It's in our nature to kill, kill, kill." And I was like, kids shouldn't be playing this game. Back then, I'd been like, "Fuck you! It's about being a kid, man."
I thought you were
no, it sounds like he's really glorifying suicide.
I thought you were going to say like they played like "You Can Call Me Al" by like Paul Simon.
That'd be cool. Just edgy music. All of these, and the soundtrack is super integral to all extreme sports games. I would argue that, at least from the PS1 era on. Who's on your soundtrack is a big deal. Tony Hawk always had the best ones.
It brought a lot of people into the world of ska.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, and I can't even think of just any
Real Big Fish.
Like all of those songs are so iconic from those games.
The Streetlight
Goldfinger
Manifesto.
is what everyone says in sites.
Yep.
The music in these is
Alien Ant Farm.
Oh yeah,
Taking Back Sunday. Motorhead.
Yeah.
The music in
Also
these
Manly,
is
KRS-One. Sorry, I'm just like, now I'm getting some of them in my head.
the music in these is also like I said earlier. A lot of the shit that's in these games I still listen to today, specifically with Tony Hawk Underground 2. Like, I don't think people give Bam enough credit for what he did for music, because he kind of, before Tony Hawk's Underground and all that, like, he was doing Jackass and CKY and Viva La Bam, but he was sourcing all that music and introducing a whole generation of kids to that weird shit before it was in the games. So I was super psyched when I got my hands on it and was playing the game and was like, yeah, I know this song. It's in Rock Band now too. Like,
Yeah, but he was out there finding new bands from overseas. He was starting a record label. He did a lot of really cool stuff before he fell off pretty hard.
He did everything for CKY. He directed, edited, did all that jam.
And the music though is, I think, as iconic as the games are. People remember Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, they remember the warehouse, and then they just fucking talk about the music every time they talk about the game.
Yeah.
And that is a unique situation where I don't think it happens with like most games. People are like, oh yeah, that soundtrack was dope.
Yeah, I think the only other game that
I'm
holds
looking at the soundtrack right now for
Thug 2?
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff.
Variety.
Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Violent Femmes, Jimmy Eat World, Iggy and the Stooges. A lot of good stuff. Even like Frank Sinatra and Johnny Cash. Like,
very cool.
Yeah.
But it's a miracle that those games exist. That they were able to get all of those people to agree to get their music in there.
Yeah.
Which is also, it's the one place you want your music, because just knowing that every single kid in a generation will be hearing your music is such a big thing. And the fact that now that when they re-release these games for remakes, some people are like, well, you got to pay us more for put the music in there. It's like, let your music be heard, man. Take whatever check they're giving you.
Yeah.
But no, you can't hear our music this time. It's sad. Yeah, Aggressive Inline had maybe the worst soundtrack, but I didn't play a lot of motocross games, and I imagine the motocross people would probably have more. I don't even know what like trash rock is called. More like Creed. Butt rock.
Yeah.
With arms wide open.
Oh yeah, just doing like tabletops over a big jump.
Yeah.
6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking
High score.
maybe 6 feet. Yeah, no, Creed's great.
Yeah.
They got a lot of Nickelback.
Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh yeah. Bad Girlfriend. All that butt rock I used to listen to.
Cherry.
Buck Cherry.
She fucking hates me.
Yeah, Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of
Saving
Mud.
Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Saliva.
Yeah. Oh, click, boom. You know it's in those.
We did talk about how great roller skating is. There is a game though that is fucking awesome about roller skating. Jet Set Radio. Did either of you guys play this game?
I never played this. No.
That's a weird double pack Xbox game that has Sega GT.
I was
as
very
well.
confused there for a second.
Jet Set Radio is the perfect example of counterculture in an extreme sports game. It's about you're a street artist and you just tag things. You take over territories and there's just dope music. Jet Set Radio was a game that I didn't look to buy, but it came with the Xbox that I got. And Jet Set Radio Future was amazing. I know that for the American version, like, because it's got, I forget the name, it's like skank funk is like the term for music that they have in the game. It's great. Jet Set Radio Future is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. But for the American version, they thought that they better add Rob Zombie's Dragula. And that wasn't in the original. It's just so out of fucking place. But they're like,
through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my.
I could see them slapping a sticker on the front of everyone, like featuring Rob Zombie's Dragula. Yeah. Had to make it in there. Tons of snowboarding games. We definitely had cool borders when I was growing up, but my favorite one was SSX Tricky.
That's the best one.
Well, I say that too, but I also didn't play the other SSX games, and I hear SSX 3 it's often ranked higher.
I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
It's the best one because it's the only one I ever played.
Yeah,
and I'm
Did
just
we own
confident in
that?
saying that. We had that at Dad's house. That was a Dad's house game.
Yeah. Because I feel like I remember it briefly, but maybe not totally.
Yeah, no, we didn't play that. Well,
I was
we did
really
have
young when a lot of these games came out. It's hard for me to like really remember a whole lot about them, but I remember I had tons of fun playing them.
There was one weird ass racing game that we played all the time on the PlayStation 1 that I guess you could consider extreme sports.
Yeah.
And I know I said the title of it earlier this episode, and I'm blanking on it.
was
now.
it snowboarding?
No, it's fucking like jet skis or something.
Wave Rider.
Wave Racer. That was
sorry.
a
Jet Moto.
Jet Moto.
Jet Moto.
Yeah, that's an
sounds
extreme
familiar.
sport, right? It was like a turbo powered
That is an extreme
ski.
sport. There's an extreme sports website. I'm gonna look this up again because there's we are the official ranker, deciders of what's an extreme sport.
Yeah.
Can I call F-Zero then?
No.
Extreme sports?
Nope. I think that'd be more just a racing game.
What about Rocket League?
I would classify that as possibly an extreme sport, but mostly I'd put that in an extreme version of a regular sport.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Damn. I haven't played a lot of these.
What about Dirt?
Do you remember it was a PlayStation 2 game? It was an ATV. You would go through
ATV
trials.
Off-Road Fury?
It might be
That's it.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I loved that game.
Yep. If you are curious, though, you can go to extremeinternational.com and they'll give you the full list of extreme sports.
Sweet.
SSX Tricky, though, very arcadey. Loved that game. Played the shit out of it. 1080 Snowboarding was another really big one. That was a 64 game, and also it was on the GameCube Beta version. But 1080 Snowboarding was really big for people. I, of course, wasn't a 64 guy, but
I've heard about it.
Phil E says, I can recall playing either SSX or 1080 a bunch, and then I went to Breckenridge and realized I knew the layout of the mountain because I had played the game.
No shit.
Which is really
They actually
wow.
mapped it out well.
That's really fucking cool the way
Yeah.
that works. And why not? Especially today, you'd expect that to be the way it works when it says, oh, we're at this,
That's kind of revolutionary for the time, though.
Can you imagine just oh, I know where this jump is, and then you don't realize yet you're not playing a video game and you break your neck. That's one of the great parts of
Oh,
these
it was
games.
1 pixel off.
Yeah. You just wind up and then you just fall on your back.
Yeah. Yep.
He says that was a cool experience. What makes a great extreme sports game for me is striking the right balance between real world aspects and an arcade feel. It's fun to play in a real looking park or real locations, but be able to do tricks in crazy ways with a banging soundtrack. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So there was another game that was mentioned by 2 people in the Discord called Snowboard Kids.
Snowboard Kids is cool.
Josh just said Snowboard Kids, and he put ellipses and a penguin picture. And I'm I don't know what you mean. And then RV Gamer said, really enjoyed this. So I had to play it. So I put on the 64 on my beautiful iMac. I put the cartridge right in the iMac. And it's a Mario Kart game. Mm-hmm. And it's downhill, these funny, shaped sprites, but you collect items. And I thought it was really cool. I like that game. You played it?
Video game. Yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
Probably I rented it for a weekend when I was 8, 9. 9 was when I got my N64. It would have been 9, but I think because I had no interest in video games about extreme sports. I'm I want to kill shit and do all this and I think I got it to impress some friends for a sleepover or something like that. Everyone loved it. I liked it. I remember liking it, but I never went back to it because you're poor.
I will say extreme sports were perfect for middle school sleepovers.
Dude, yes, absolutely.
Stay up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning just playing extreme
Chugging
sports
root
games.
beers
Yeah.
and getting your
Listening to Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
The Mountain Dew
Yeah.
flowed like wine, baby.
The Mountain Dew flowed like wine. Yeah. Lots of good snowboarding games. Judge Tempest also mentioned the only reason he knows some of these is because he played them on demo disc, which is pretty funny. We did mention Dave Mears Pro BMX or whatever it is, but we didn't mention BMX XXX, which is a very fun game. We'll just lead in with Stoy's comment. He says, BMX XXX. It was crazy that the GameCube version of this game was the completely unedited version compared to Xbox and PS2. FMV boobs, topless riders, and cursing. Wow.
Man, edgy as shit.
They realized Acclaim was making this game, and they realized it wasn't going well, so they decided to just make it extreme and put in penis humor,
fuck yeah,
and hookers and prostitutes and wiener jokes.
Hell yeah, dude.
And Dave Mira sued them because I'm not putting my name on this, and he won, so they had to remove his name from the game. They spent $3 to $4 million in marketing for this.
Oh, fuck. This game actually sold pretty dang well.
There were ads in magazines.
I know. The ads alone probably got me going. So, it was either that or the Sears catalog.
Wow. And
good housekeeping.
If the only curves I could see were the pointies of a PS1 polygon, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's true.
I played through some of this game, and I will say the gameplay is pretty good. It is actually just another Tony Hawk style like game on a BMX bike. I was trying to deliver 4 prostitutes to the hotel.
Wow.
They had a job to do.
Elegant.
And I also had to destroy 5 wiener stands for one guy who wanted to have the only wiener stand in town. And they definitely played up that the wiener is another term for penis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trying to monopolize the wiener stand.
Yeah.
You know, that's subtle and understated. When you really think about it.
Create a rider. You can customize what they wear, which is great. You can customize their body. So with women, you can change their weight and their breast size.
Yeah.
And with men, you can change their weight and their breast size. My dude had a major wreck.
You can do that?
I'm not joking.
That's actually pretty progressive.
I wasn't sure what to expect, and I just went in and I'm like, no way.
Oh, fuck yes.
I thought you were going to go full CD Projekt Red with that and be like, yeah, you could also...
No. They're not.
Gregory?
It's not the Battle of the
Didn't know
Bulge.
what to think, man.
Yeah.
But you showed up today, and you had some real rockin' tits. Your biking, not so good.
Have you ever ridden a bike before? You got the job.
Also, nice rack.
With all of these games around this time too, most of them just had cheat codes where you can just unlock everything. Tony Hawk has those for sure. All of them generally will around this time frame when cheat codes were so cool, which I wish they were still a thing. But BMX XXX, I was able to.
I think it's a relic.
It's unfortunately a relic, but with BMX XXX, I was able to unlock all of the movies you win from beating the game. And let me tell you what, there's only BMX riding in the intro video. The rest are advertisements for a real strip club in Manhattan. What was it called? Scores?
Yeah,
Scores, yeah.
Scores.
And it's 4 women. And I was like, oh, it's just a strip club with a girl like grinding on a bicycle. And then they go topless. They go
Set
topless
to 311 music.
They go
right?
topless, yeah. In the GameCube game, there's just topless women.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Was it to 311?
One of them was.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's in our nature to kill ourselves. Yeah. Meet Jasmine.
Next on stage.
This is Moonlight.
You were not paid enough.
She's immortalized, though, on the GameCube.
She probably had a rockin' year that year, though, because
yeah.
people were like, I played BMX XXX. Can you fucking, like, sign it?
But also, there is just one real slimy dude with way too much gel in his hair who got all the BMX XXX money, and those 4 just got paid a regular day without tips.
Brad, don't talk about yourself that way.
It was a good year at Scores. Yeah, Scores Manhattan. Check it out if you're in the area.
Wait, is it even still there?
I do not want to tarnish my good Google history with this.
I'm on it.
All right. Got my best man on it. All right. While he looks, Justin, look up plane tickets.
Yeah,
I can get us there in under 200
it is alive. All
It's
right.
alive and well.
It's in Manhattan.
Ladies, gentlemen, it opens at 8 p.m. tonight.
Stays alive from BMX XXX royalties.
And it has an astonishingly pretty decent for a strip club star review. It's 3.3 stars.
Is that good?
And now
out of 5, it ain't bad.
I mean, you're barely rated fresh there on.
you guys keep talking. I'm going to find the best review that I can find on this page.
Yeah, there's. We briefly mentioned motorcycles. One of the very first extreme sports games was on the Nintendo Excite Bike.
Never played it.
Never played
I'm
that.
surprised. Excite Bike is a fine little game.
It rules.
It's fine. I mean, I don't think it's too deep, but it's fun.
It's one of the earliest actual physics games. That's, if you consider it that, then
It's all about how you land the bike.
yeah, but that's like the earliest, most rudimentary version of what video games are now.
Yeah, my experience with Excite Bike has always been fun. It's all about you tilt your bike and how you land in it, and you go up and down, hit the jumps. Excite Bike's cool, and there's an Excite Bike 64, which I didn't know there was a sequel, but it actually is pretty good as well. And then there's also the Trials games.
I like those.
Those are great.
They're actually like they are the modern Excite Bike.
They are.
Essentially, they're a ton of fun. They're kind of like these. It's basically like you do a set track and it has stunts and stuff, and you have to like position your bike on loops and ramps and all this other stuff, and you just basically like raced ghosts of
and
other racers.
Incredibly forgiving. You'll get past a certain jump, and let's say you fall over. It's so quick at getting you back up on the bike and doing the jump again. I did try Trials of the Blood Dragon, and it's very much like badass 80s Neon, but they have a lot of sections where you get off the bike and you actually have a gun, and it's very bad.
I found it.
Okay.
I found it. Okay. This is by Cyrus. This is 4 years ago, and he gave it 5 stars, and I'm going to now give you the best review I think I've read in a long time.
This is now Cyrus speaking.
And it also got 18 thumbs up.
Ooh.
For his review.
A lot of people found this very helpful.
I'm a scoresman, damn it. I'm taking care of business. I'm about getting drunk. I'm about having fun. I'm about having a good time. I'm about meeting girls. I'm about meeting guys. And whoever doesn't like it can go fuck themselves. Because that's what I'm all about. I'm a scoresman, and that's what a scoresman is all about.
3.3 stars.
and in case you think I made that up.
That man brought the heat.
Ooh, can we get a bigger picture of Cyrus? Cyrus looks like he got Neo's sunglasses from The Matrix. He also reviewed Burger King.
No.
5 stars. Always great.
I'm a Burger King, damn it.
Yes.
I'm a Burger King.
I'm a burger prince, damn it.
The Scandic Lugnet Falun Hotel, easily the worst Scandic hotel I've ever been to.
He was so passionate about Scores Manhattan.
At a Scandic breakfast, you expect bacon, sausages, and meatballs. Fat forget about this place. They did not even have ordinary ham. Bad with electrical outlets in the room as well. But that's probably everything because everything is so old.
Oh my God.
Cyrus, who are you?
Cyrus,
He's a
if
scoresman.
you're listening.
He's a scoresman, you know?
I'm going to see if I can find another decent one.
Burger King, always great. No qualms here. I'm a Burger Kingsman. Oh, that made me very happy.
Oh my God. I can't believe I found that.
Thank you.
Scoresman, damn it.
I did try a handful of...
I'm going to call myself the scoresman.
I'm going to drop that line a lot now.
I'm a scoresman, damn it. Oh, shit.
I like to get drunk and I like to fuck. I like to meet women and I like to meet men. You got a problem with that? Stay away from scores.
That's a t-shirt.
I'm going to illustrate this.
I did check out a handful of newer extreme sports games on Game Pass. I checked out both Shredders and Steep.
I was going to say Steep is probably pretty new, but I played that for like 25 minutes at a friend's place, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I did too. And I just couldn't like wrap my head around it for some reason. Like my brain doesn't work. It doesn't do like these games very well in general. So I was kind of just like, oh yeah, I'm going down the mountain. Oh, I crashed. I'm like, oh, you've really got to be gentle.
Yeah.
I do like the seamless transitions between like the flight suit to the snowboard to skiing. I think though that they've got lost extreme sports because they don't feel like the counterculture anymore. They just feel like what's cool, and they try to like pander. I know at least in Shredders, the story's set to be like a bunch of YouTubers trying to get sick footy, and they use terms like that, and it doesn't feel cool. Like, oh, that's gnarly.
So have you ever played Dirt 5?
Those dirt games are good.
Is that
The
the
dirt
one that
games
you...
are good, but there are literal like the subplot is that like there are podcasters covering it.
I love podcasters in media. They're always so
my
douchey. Not related to us, of
just
course.
tap his butt. Yeah, he's fine. It's but like I'm like, can I turn this off? The answer is no. In Dirt 5. And I was just like, no, fuck this shit. I'm done. Like, I literally stopped because I'm like, this sounds like a bad, like this is like a bad version of my fucking podcast. It's like me and Brad talking to each other, but if we were like super fake and annoying.
We're just annoying.
You know, I agree with you. I do think they've kind of like extreme sports games have kind of lost their way.
They're not.
a little bit.
They're not as prevalent anymore.
I'm excited for whatever Skate 4 is going to be. But if like they really, honest to God, wanted to make like a good, down to earth extreme sports game, you just need like a basic story of a line cook out back smoking a cigarette who does a kickflip on some kid's.
And Tony Hawk
skateboard.
pulls up and he says,
Yeah.
"Do a kickflip," and you do it. He's like, "All right, hop in."
And then you just off and you get to customize your deck and
And Avenged Sevenfold shows up and they're like, "Oh yeah,
we're gonna write a new album about you."
if you skate it, they will come." And then all of the bands come eventually after you get enough publicity because you're trying to put on a skateboarding music festival. That's the end of the game.
Yep.
That could be cool.
I'd play that.
You have to choose which bands come.
In every chapter, Johnny Knoxville just gets gored by a bull.
Can't pee anymore.
Is Bam Margera going to be in it though?
No.
He's only on the sequence where you have to go to a meth lab.
He's an alcoholic and drug guy now.
He's in a very bad spot.
Yes.
He's not doing too hot.
No.
Speaking of not doing too hot, I also wanted to mention a few games which feature extreme sports. Pokemon Yellow,
What? Surfing Pikachu?
Surfing Pikachu mini game.
No, that's fun.
It's extreme.
That's a game I played.
Yeah.
Dang. It's
I do like extreme sports. Speaking of Bulbasaur.
as long as it's got my favorite electric rodent.
Although, if at any point you get rid of the Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow, you cannot surf at the end of the game at the location because you need to have your original Pikachu to do the surfing mini game.
Yeah, if you evolve your Pikachu, it's done.
Raichu does not like snowboarding. He
know
likes
what's-
scooting. He's a scooter.
You know what's really
Pokemon.
fucking funny is that there's an Alolan, like Alola is from like the 7th generation.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's a Raichu who's psychic and electric, and he rides his tail like a surfboard.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's a little drop from old autistic Dylan.
From old Dilly Baby.
Whew. I do have a few more reviews if you're interested at all.
Let's get another review from Cyrus. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's this one's
Oh, we're getting these are scores reviews from other people.
It's yeah. This one's from Brian Rosenbaum, all in caps.
Don't
Get
talk
these
to him.
women some facelifts. I'm out of here.
Oh my god.
Then there's M.
Oh my god.
Then there's MVV, and they ripped off my dying grandpa of over 500K.
2 stars.
One. It's very funny. Like it's like, why did you even review? Like you have to at least give one.
I think your
can't say,
grandpa
like-
might have just had an addiction.
Yeah, they ripped off your grandpa. Your grandpa was just horny.
If it wasn't Destiny, it would have been Chartreuse.
Grandpa was looking at his 500K like,
I either give this to the old shithead or I go spend it on titties.
She could use a facelift though.
And meanwhile,
Scores.
meanwhile, we're never going to get Social Security.
Brian is
never gonna get it.
MVV's grandpa.
The only other one I guess wanted to mention was Mirror's Edge is technically an extreme sports game.
Parkour, yeah.
Yeah, parkour is an extreme
I played
sport.
that.
I haven't really played it too much. Is it good?
I think first-person games where there's platforming are always kind of testy. I think I had the same problem with like Doom Eternal, which asked you to do a lot of first-person platforming. I just think it doesn't work. You have to see where your feet are. You have to actually physically feel where your feet are within the game in order to kinetically connect to the character that's on screen. So it actually did work, but it's almost kind of auto-responsive. So it will correct you a little.
It wants you to go a certain way. Yeah.
It'll make sure you hit that ledge.
But it feels good when you do it.
Yes, actually. And for the time, that first Mirror's Edge looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, I remember seeing gameplay of that and being blown away. Like right when it was coming out.
what's that one that's currently free on PlayStation Plus?
That one.
Is that it?
Or it
No,
might be
on
it might
Game
be
Pass. It's on Game Pass.
it might be Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
both.
Okay.
Because I just downloaded one that has like a futuristic, like kind of like synthwave
There's
free
a,
running game.
There's a few different free running games
yeah,
now.
what's that one?
Ghost
I don't
Runner,
know.
you're thinking.
No.
I think you might be right.
I think I am right.
I played on Game Pass Skatebird, where you play as a bird.
That game sucks.
It's really bad.
It's not a good video game. And I was interested,
tried it, though.
if only because there was a bird.
Yeah, I mean, that was cute,
It was fine.
but I couldn't play it for longer than 2
There
minutes.
are a lot of costumes.
Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner, okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a few different ones, too. I forget. There's a few different running style games now. But
That game actually achieves what Mirror's Edge doesn't.
I have it installing because I heard it was really hard, but it's like rewarding, and it's one of the. I just want to get some good PlayStation 5 games under my belt now that I got the new system. Like I don't
Damn
want
right.
to be playing older games.
Yeah.
I'm a noble now. I'm no longer a peasant. I've ascended to the next.
dude's owned a PlayStation 5 for like 2 weeks. Like, I am now the king.
It went directly to my head.
I honestly,
100%.
I felt the exact same way when I got my Series X. I'm like, these guys have been talking about it, and I played it, and I was like, yeah, but I've got an Xbox One back home, and pretty cool. And then I played this new one, and I'm just like, oh, shit.
How am I supposed to make another hot dog if it's not loading for a minute?
Yeah.
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 Honestly, that's when I would like do the dishes.
Enter a door. All right, I got 20 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Any other extreme sports games anyone wants to mention?
I keep thinking about Wave Racer. That is maybe one of my favorite N64 games. I think it's a really good racing game.
That was a big GameCube launch title as well. Blue Storm?
The sequel, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I remember renting that a bunch. I'm like, it made me get into jet skis, and I asked my mom if I could get a jet ski, and she'd be like, where would you use it? I was like, yeah, I guess so.
But we will have another episode where we talk about extreme versions of regular sports.
Oh.
And then we'll also at some point probably just have the best like realistic sports games. And hopefully we just talk about cricket and rugby for 45 minutes.
Brad, are we going to really figure out how to play rugby?
Rugby is easy. Cricket is tough.
You know,
No, I played rugby. I meant cricket.
Yeah. If we could do the cricket special, that'll be very weird.
You
for
just
us.
get
my
Nate
God.
on
Yeah.
the rugby episode.
Yeah.
It's just going to be me smoking a pipe in here and going like, this is how you play cricket.
And it'll be me saying, Dylan, I've told you 10 times you can't smoke in here.
Yeah, but we're hotboxing.
Well, we're hotboxing, dude. It's fine. The windows are closed. No one's going to know.
Yeah, exactly. It'll dissipate eventually.
Never going back to Brad's. He screwed me out of 500K. 2 stars.
Y'all bitches need facelifts. I'm out of here.
Please, if you do write a review for our podcast, right? These guys need facelifts. 5 stars. And if you're Cyrus and you write us a review, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll figure something out.
Get him on the show.
I'll send you a shirt personally.
I think you might live in Sweden from where a lot of the reviews were. He was reviewing a lot of Swedish hotels,
Really?
which I don't know.
Maybe you just visit Sweden.
Oh,
a
Cyrus,
lot.
you're such a mystery.
I
an
know,
enigma.
but Burger King is always great. He went out of his way to make sure people knew that.
He loves the flame broiled Whopper. He loves it.
I mean, to review a strip club and then turn around and review a Burger King, that is just
It's a special person.
that's a nice duality right there.
Shit. Yeah.
Something about the duality of man, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do one for the road. Let's do some recommendations for people.
I can start.
Yeah.
I would like to recommend a book,
Okay.
a trilogy, if you may. It's the Red Rising
may.
trilogy, which you might have heard at Eagle Park.
Maybe.
Maybe we're all reading it at Eagle Park, or not because I'm not there anymore. But it's a sci-fi series trilogy. It's about. I'm going to try my best to explain this. It's about 700 years into the future. It takes place on Mars, and it's about these different colonies that are categorized by colors. Red is the lowest colony, gold is the highest, and the reds work, they like basically mine and try to help terraform Mars for people on Earth. And without spoiling anything, it is not at all what you think. The story follows a guy named Darrow Andromedus, and he figures out some things
How
about.
did they find out my porn star name?
He figures out some
Darrow
things
Andromedic.
that that he believed were true for his entire life actually weren't, and it just kind of you just gotta. I would recommend just jumping into the book. It is fantastic, and it is a great read.
That's not a bad pitch. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through the first book, and I fell off because moving and stuff, but it is very good. I do like it.
I'm on the third book, and it holds
Is that Morningstar?
Morningstar, yeah. But yeah, it's a great read. I don't know if you guys are into reading or not, but
I don't do it enough. I buy a lot of books,
yeah,
but I don't read them.
yeah. It's fantastic.
I'd give that a shot. If you got physical copies, I'd borrow them off you.
I can let you borrow one.
That's awesome.
Red Rising.
Red Rising.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
good stuff. I'm going to recommend, I did it last time, an HBO show.
Okay.
But I'm recommending another one.
You plebe. I'm just kidding.
This one is much better than Winning Time, which is what I recommended last time, which is also great. But as of the date of airing, like recording this, season 3 of Barry, Bill Hader's
I've heard so many good things about Barry.
great, fantastic show.
Should be watching it. Yeah.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The new season starts tonight, and it's I think Bill Hader directs the majority of the episodes in this season, and all my favorite episodes from previous seasons are the episodes that he's really like fully in creative control. But the show is hilarious. It also has a nice dose of drama and reality, as much as you can get following a hitman turned actor.
Sure.
But it also has NoHo Hank, which is North Hollywood Hank, who is probably one of the greatest characters that's ever been created.
Better than Uncle Baby Billy?
He's in the same tier as Uncle Baby Billy.
Okay.
They are both memeable to the same degree.
Yeah.
NoHo Hank.
Uncle Baby Billy's missing. Are they a baby? No, he's 60.
HBO doesn't miss. They do not. Well, they do sometimes. Yeah, I take that back.
Everybody misses.
When the words came out of my mouth, I knew that they were wrong.
It's like saying Netflix never misses.
Yeah, no. Barry it's just incredible. And it's nice to see after Bill Hader left SNL, he had this weird passion project that somebody picked up, and like it's actually going really well for him.
Yeah.
Because I loved him on SNL.
He's great in documentary now as well, if you've seen
Oh,
that.
that's so good.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
But you got him and Fred Armisen, and that's just like unfair. That's like a cheat code.
Yeah. Dylan, are you going to recommend Scores?
Scores.
Oh, I
man.
might recommend Scores. I've actually, I am bated breath every week, unless it's an off week, for the latest chapters of One Piece. Everyone knows I'm a dork for One Piece. It's fine. It's a manga, one of the most popular mangas on the face of the planet, and it's wrapping up this most recent arc. And I finally feel like they're actually heading towards the end of the series itself. Now, keep in mind, this has been going on since 1998, and there was a huge revelation that's been playing out for the past 5 weeks or so that I can't stop thinking about it. I made fan art about it. I don't make fan art. But I actually drew a new form of one of the characters, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm like, and if anyone who's willing to listen to me talk about it, I don't know, hit me up.
They're still here if they're listening. So
You don't want to listen to me talk about One Piece.
for my one for the road, I'm going to recommend a horror film that came out recently called Fresh. It's starring Sebastian Stan. I forget the name of the female actress. I think she's fairly new, but it's also directed by a female director, and it's about the perils of dating. And just watch it. I don't want to spoil anything because it has got the most perfect twist in the film.
Where'd you watch it?
It's on Hulu. You can watch it on there. And Hulu, you don't even need to have like a paid subscription to watch a lot of things. They'll just give you commercials, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. There's a reason people are leaving Netflix, which is also adding commercials soon.
If the moment it happens, I'm gone.
Yeah.
They can
Finish
fuck
an
themselves.
Ozark, and then I'm out.
Or the fact
Stranger
that
Things.
I share with two people.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I share with two people.
They're going to crack down on that too.
Yeah, the moment they do it, I'm like, no, I'm done with you. I don't turn on Netflix that much.
But then you're going to go and review Burger King and be like, well, this is still good.
Yeah.
Always great. Netflix
I have to tell you guys
could use a facelift.
my real name, and check this out. I'm taking off my mask. I'm Cyrus.
Oh my God. He just put on a really cool pair of like Neo sunglasses too.
It's like Mission Impossible.
Out of all the Scandic hotels I've ever been to, you expect ham.
You do. You should.
Ordinary.
Yeah.
Ham.
At least some ordinary ham. 2 stars. Give me some goddamn ham at my Scandic hotels. Yes. So thanks for listening, everybody. If you have any questions or thoughts about extreme sports, did we talk about the ones you love? Did we not? Do you disagree with us on scores? We want to hear from you. You can reach out to
Do you
us.
disagree with Cyrus?
Well, yeah. And if you are Cyrus, reach out to us.
Oh, please,
On
Cyrus.
Instagram at Hair of the Dogcast or on Twitter at Hot Dogcast. You can also email us at hairofthedogcast@gmail.com. Write reviews if you can. We would appreciate it. We are on Patreon, and we exist because of people that support us on there. You can have access to a bunch of episodes, our after show, and even an exclusive podcast where we discuss movies and TV. Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/hairofthedogcast. Thanks to our executive producers, Ryan, Christy, Nick, Tyler, Keller, Kip, Brian Ward, and Katie Bone. We are part of the HyperX Podcast Network. For more information, check out podcast.hyperx.com. And one last thing, Midwest Gaming Classic, if you're listening to this the day this comes out, is in 2 days. If you're in Milwaukee and coming to the Midwest Gaming Classic, stop by our booth. We're going to be hanging out with a lot of cool people. And we'd love to say hi to you if you're in the area.
And if you don't find me super annoying, I'll head to the gaming area. I'll play a game with you. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Anything else, gentlemen? Check out scores.
Yeah, I'm a scoresman, damn it.
We're all scoresmen here.
We're all scoresmen.
Damn it.
Damn it. Fuck, yes. I love Cyrus.
Go get a facelift. Woo! Woo! We'll see you next time. New this April from HyperX, it's the HyperX Clutch Controller. Get better control of your mobile gaming with its comfortable grip, directional pad, analog sticks, and shoulder buttons. This versatile controller can fit a variety of phone widths and can also connect wirelessly for use on tablets and PCs. Learn more and pick one up online at HyperX and HP.com, Amazon, Micro Center, Target, Best Buy, and many other fine retailers.